Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly marshal today. I guess you're Savage Marshal. No, what is it? Rifts Marshal? Post-apocalyptic Marshal? I don't know. Iron Marshal? That's for the Iron Gods. Today, so we are continuing on with our ongoing, I guess, this is our ongoing one-shot. We assure you, this is a charity one-shot with us playing the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition of Savage Rifts. My camera's still backwards, but with me today are the stars of the Savage Rifts campaign, the Demons of the Dark Woods. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what did you spend your last advancement on? So first up, we've got George.
Hey, I'm George. I'm playing Brandon Cryos, who is a human ley line walker. He's got a mask on, as you can see from his image, so he does the, Bane speak from Dark Knight Rises. And I'm not going to do it right now because I'm going to do it later and it's going to annoy you, so I won't start with that. I spent my advancement on... Now, we had talked about the idea that, just trying to, make your character better at combat is not necessarily the best thing in the world, from what we have learned, for sure. Which is why we're nowhere near...
I will fight the repairs. Engine.
However, so while this would seem that I was doing that, it wasn't. So I used my advancement to increase my spell casting.
Nice.
Skill above my attribute.
Oh,
my smart attribute. And the reason I did that was that one of these spells that I know is boost/lower, a trait. Yep. And because we keep coming to situations where we require different traits to not get lost, not drive our vehicle into the woods and damage it, and then have to walk on foot, I then would be a little bit more a jack of all trades to sort of help out either whether I need to help my allies or myself.
Let me check one thing here. Now there is you are because you're a leyline walker, you also get to cast the jacked up version, the mega power version of things.
Yes.
And
so it gives the target a free reroll once per round.
The difficulty with that is the duration. Because the duration's only 5 rounds, and then you can spend 1 power point to increase the duration, but that's the reason you have been able to use boost trait to help you out thus far, is because they the travel sections of the game, or the journey ones, are 6 hours. Right.
That is true. However, we have encountered various types of entities, I'll call them, on the road.
Who was it that those entities were looking for? I'm trying to remember.
I can't remember. I don't think it was me.
It wasn't important.
No, it was not important. But allies and enemies and neutral folks who we might have wanted to kind of escape or barter with or get on our side. So I feel like in that way I might be able to help get us through those situations.
So I did remember to load a new image as well too. So this is something that you guys did encounter. I held it up to the camera last session. This is
yeah. I don't know what that title means at all.
It was, of course, one of the broadkill demons that were bounty hunters sent after you.
Yes.
Darkros, I think his name was.
Darkrix, yes.
Darkrix, yeah. So
that is what I chose.
Very nice.
To be overall better.
Excellent.
If you make it to heroic level, I think it's heroic, there is an edge that allows you to make 1 power permanent or continuous.
Ooh, that's cool. Okay, I'm looking forward to that.
And I would say boost trait would be the most useful one to have something like that permanently on.
Yeah, agreed. Looking forward to it.
All right. Next up is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Lady Serena, and she is a Cyber Knight.
Very nice. And what did you decide to spend your what do you call it? Your advancement on? Yeah.
So I am always, when I play a game like this, I love to go with whatever I used. And so last session, Lady Serena was doing a lot of persuasion at the camp we arrived at, negotiating with the beer company. And so persuasion is what I increased.
What was it? Eckert's?
Eckert's.
Yeah. And now they have a lady Serena line of beer.
Yes, that's awesome. Kevin, if you take requests for your daily drawing, I would love to see a beer bottle with Lady Serena on it.
What do we call it? Silver sword? Was it?
Serena's sword.
Serena's sword. Yeah.
Serena's sword. Yeah.
Anna says hi to everybody. Nice, sweetie.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I think somebody was outside.
And so that's what I did.
Nice. Okay. And last but certainly not least is Brent.
I'm Brent. I'm playing Long Walker. Long Walker is a juicer, so he's like a super soldier, and he gets his super abilities through chemical enhancement, sort of like almost like Bane with the tubes.
Yep.
Or
the 80s. What is it? The East German swim team.
Yeah. And he's hyper focused in combat, but to mitigate that, there's in the second batch of chemicals that keep them almost stoned and very chill and laid back all other times, to the point where it's almost like he's not really focused and he's just sitting back. He likes to enjoy the small things in life, sip coffee, and
Yes.
he's on his last call. As he uses these chemicals, they will kill him, and he's getting ever closer to death.
Yep. Pretty awesome. What did you choose to spend your edge on?
I decided to spend it on an edge. I went for combat reflexes, just because I hate being shaken.
Excellent. So I'm glad to hear that all the problems we've had with navigating and keeping this thing running, none of that's going to change. So
That's right.
That's fantastic. We call that a self-inflicted wound.
Yep.
All right, so to bring ourselves up to quickly up to speed for where we started from, guys, let's quickly look at we'll start off at Castle Refuge here. So several days ago, a little more than a week ago, you guys had been called, or Lady Serena in particular, had been called before Lord Coke. And Lord Coke is the not only the head of the Cyber Knight Order, he is also the kind of the head of the community at Castle Refuge, a place that had been founded after the fall of Tolkien to Coalition forces. The Lady Serena had been tasked with a specific, somewhat personal goal, or at least a mission. Jeff, do you remember what that was?
Yeah, it was to, I can't remember the name, the Dark Woods?
Yes.
Is that it? And a sort of former lover of mine.
Yep.
Oh man, I don't remember her name.
Alicia Verga.
Alicia has gone missing, and there was some strange.
It's only 6 feet away. It should be super quick.
Yeah, but still, we can't make it.
Yeah.
And so we've been tasked with trying to find her and also find out what was going on there.
Yeah. Now, Brent, you guys had heard some things about the Dark Woods as well, too. Do you remember what that was? Or what some of those things were?
Yeah, it's...
They're woods, and they're dark.
Sorry.
A kid doing a book report on a book that you didn't read.
They don't come out. There's no like real civilization in there, and just
Correct.
sort of like some outlaws flee into there, but people tend to go missing.
Well, one of the things that you do know, so a couple things about that are a little wrong.
Sorry.
Sorry, again, did you really read Test of the Dubervilles, Brent? Come on. Now, what you know about the Dark Woods is, for one, you're not wrong about it being feared by some people, and in particular, the Federation of Magic is terrified of what is in there. But what Professor Varga had picked up, she's a rogue scholar, so she's out studying, things from the pre-Rifts time, things that have come through the Rifts, and then other sort of secrets of magic and history. A sort of a young version of Aaron Tarn, the famed traveler and chronicler and historian. What the Dark Woods she found was, so long as you're not really... I just realized that they misspelled Winnipeg on this map. Look at that.
What?
Just kidding.
Winnipeg. I mean, it's post-apocalyptic, so really they can spell it however they want.
That's kind of...
It is a little funny, though,
hilarious.
that Winnipeg.
Wow.
We are a Zidikik hive now.
Yeah. The reason we find that funny is because myself and Brent are both from Winnipeg originally.
Yeah. It's the damn Americans.
Yeah.
I can say that. Yeah.
The Dark Woods, so what she found was that so long as you're not really, that you're not causing problems in the Dark Woods, then or causing damage, then it's not necessarily unsafe. And that's what allowed her and her companions to sort of travel in there, while the Coalition, who are coming in, that all surround where Castle Refuge is. I want to check one thing here. Let's see. Where's 5 feet? 5 feet gets to about 5 feet's around 200 miles. Check this out. We'll do a little bit of quick. Let's see here.
Oh, good. Now I'll be able to go back and rewatch this to see how you're doing what you're doing. This is how I learned everything about Roll20.
Let's see. I think it's about 220. Let's see that. All right. And now, guys, let's see if my Roll20 chicanery worked here. Look at that.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool.
So it's a mere, you have to cut through the things here. It's a mere 300-mile journey for you to get into the Dark Woods.
That's at least a year away.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
So the other thing you need to know is that what he was concerned with is contact has been lost with Professor Verga, and the other complication is that once her findings, she found some kind of ruins, some stone ruins. And she thought that they were of Atlantean origin because they had sort of certain markings, and the Atlanteans often make use of stone to work their larger scale magics. However, when those were compared to records from Professor Tarn, it was found to be more in common with some of the vampiric nations found south of the Rio Grande. And that is a great concern because those things tend to spread like cancers. And in a place as already challenging to travel as the Dark Woods, if that spreads out, that could be particularly damaging. Plus, I'm looking what's next door is Dinosaur Swamp, and I can't think of anything more rifts than a vampire T-Rex. Well, maybe a vampire T-Rex with lasers on it. That would be more rifts.
Yeah.
But in any event, so there's a bunch of reasons for you guys to be heading down there. Then, since you've left, though, we've had some complications and some new friends met. What's happened on the journey, guys? Excuse me again.
Man, bless you.
Thank you.
A few things. Without going into graphic detail, because you can always rewatch them. We acquired a vehicle that we have called the Hog, except that none of us are, I think none of us are licensed to drive this vehicle or repair it.
Yep.
Or navigate.
You guys are
We have crashed a few times.
Yep. It's the newbie working in the warehouse who everyone thinks it's funny to make him work the forklift.
Exactly.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
And everybody has learned their lesson.
Yeah. Exactly.
And basically, we eventually, early on, we wound up running into this town at some point that we finally made it to, and it was just plagued with skelebots that had been left behind after some kind of devastating battle that had taken place. And we engaged with them. It was a slog. We probably barely survived, but luckily we did. And so we destroyed the town. We sort of kind of used it as a, very, very temporary base of operations. But eventually we left. There was no name to the town that I had recalled, so we don't know what this place was. But we left this place, which is important to remember because you might see it again.
Chekhov's town, that's what it's called.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. So we immediately got lost, and we came across a ruined cottage in this sort of mountainous area that we were in, and we encountered the the creature that Kevin already mentioned, Darkrix, the Broadkill demon from the Federation. I might have screwed him over, possibly by freeing a bounty that he had captured. But ultimately, I used my magic to help us run away, because there's not only him, but a whole legion, a whole squad, I guess, of Broadkill demons, which were incredibly powerful. We didn't just run away from an easy fight. But ultimately,
I think they call it a blessing of Broadkill.
Exactly. Exactly. We did camp that night, and at that point, we were only about a third of the way from our destination, and you would think we would go forward. However, I will get to that. We head out the next morning, and we ran into the settlement that everybody mentioned called Eckert Bend.
Yep.
Which makes this popular brew that we were familiar with. And they knew of Lady Serena, the hero of Tolkien. And we tried to figure out a way to repair our weapons, etc. And ultimately they decided or offered, or we negotiated with them to fly us back to the Hog with some parts. However, in exchange, they asked Lady Serena to sing their new jingle.
Yes.
For their new booze called Serena's Sword. Long Walker, in keeping in character, picked up a bunch of grenades. And we had some credits remaining because we had done some scavenging along the way. We came across wrecked crafts, etc., and found tactical armor from the pilot who was dead. Unfortunately, Darkrix and his legion of demons spotted us while we were flying overhead. And I was able to cast some ice armor on our craft to help protect us.
Yeah, that's right.
Unfortunately, our pilot was killed.
Yep. Laser blasted the dome.
Yep. And however, we didn't.
In fairness, he should have been wearing his helmet.
I mean, I'm blaming him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we survived, and we encountered some dwarven techno wizards, led by Bardrin, I think, or something like that was his name.
Yep.
And they had her name, right, her name.
It's
right.
And
Lady Serena. No. It's right. They all look the same.
She was bearded.
It's the worst thing you could say. But Lady Serena knew her, thankfully.
Yes.
And she was able to provide us with some magical fuel. So by the end of session 2 of a one-shot, we arrived back in the town we started in, almost. This town you're seeing on your screen.
Yep.
Unfortunately, there's a ley line storm on its way, but we did manage to repair the Hog just before it arrived to potentially destroy everything we just did.
Then, with the start of our next day, so here's the choices you guys have. Is this thing is up and running? The dwarves are gonna, scoot and try and outmaneuver this thing. You can add a day's travel to this if you want, and that will try and get you, around the ley line storm. Or you can try and travel through it again. You were able to get through it with only some bumps and bruises last time.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys thinking?
Long Walker will leave it up to Brendan. He knows best when it comes to magic.
Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea. I am happy either way. Sorry, there might be some streaming in the background.
That's okay. I take it as being once again, Darwin is adding the appropriate level of tension for ADR.
Yeah, exactly. He's a Foley artist in the making.
Exactly.
I think we better press on unless you think it's too dangerous, Brandon.
It could be potentially dangerous. I will admit. Sorry. It could be potentially dangerous. However, it does not. I am not afraid of it. But if we spend an extra day, it might be worthwhile, so we don't destroy the Hog again.
So I think one thing that you can add into the mix, Brandon, because you would know this, is that as supernatural creatures themselves, the Broadkill may not be keen to go through a ley line storm. So if you guys are crazy enough to go through it, that may help throw them off the scent, as it were.
We need to go through it. Brandon has dealt with these guys before, and he knows what we're in for if we get caught by them.
Yeah.
So that's his recommendation.
Well, Lady Serena's frustrated that we are now back here and just starting out, and so she's ready to go.
All right. So,
because caution to the wind.
Hell yeah.
They managed to repair some of our damage, right?
What's that?
Did
the dwarves manage to fix some of the damage?
Yep.
Okay.
I believe they got a raise, actually, because with you rolled an 8 with it. So they've actually repaired it, so it's only -1 right now to the things.
Nice.
Yeah. Which with the handling means it a net of 0, so that's pretty good. So speaking of pretty good, we have 3 necessary roles that need to be filled here, guys, for our journey. For those listening at home or maybe joining us the first time, we're using the Journeys rules out of the Savage Rifts Tomorrow Legion Field Manual. One person is going to be the navigator, making a survival check. One person is going to be the lookout, making a notice check. And one person is going to be a pilot, making the driving check or piloting check.
I can be the navigator again. I think I'm fairly.
I'll pilot the vehicle.
And I'll be the lookout.
Okay, sounds good. So then, as always, the navigator first gets to make the roll, because you may be able to give bonuses to everyone else.
Right.
Bum, 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 bum.
Let me see if I got this set up.
Mm-hmm. That's the hog starting up. That's not me just being excited. Although, in fairness, I probably usually make that noise too. I'm a Tex Avery cartoon. All right, so Brandon, you just click on the skill. Yep. Holy shit!
No, I just had to add a.
Wow.
I've got a woodsman modifier, so I just want to throw that.
Nice.
Oh yeah. So hold on. Did it prompt you for a modifier, Brent, or not?
Yes. So that's right.
Oh, great. Okay, good. I want to make sure it was doing that. All right. So that's a terrific roll. You got a raise out of that. How the hell did you get an 8?
Maybe I got it in twice.
I've already got your. Yeah, I think your woodsman bonus is already in there.
So it would be a 12 then.
Yeah, 12 is your highest, and 8 is the lower one. Okay. Still, that gives a success and a raise, which means the lookout and the pilot each get +1 to your rolls. So nice. Long Walker is fairly confident in this. All right, who wants to go next, the lookout or the pilot? You don't affect each other whatsoever?
Why don't I go first, just to see if we see anything, and then we'll find out if we actually
survive this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here we go. Notice plus. Oops.
+1.
Notice.
And remember, don't put the plus in, just the number 1.
Right. Yeah. I feel like they need to fix that, because in every sheet, this comes up.
Yeah.
Because you got to put in the minus, but not the plus.
Yeah. I think in an earlier version, they would just crash the program.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
The whole computer would just melt down.
Yes. All right, so that's a success. So you've kept a good lookout. You're just drawing cards normally, and you cannot be ambushed. Well, that's if you got a raise. You didn't get a raise. All right. Then last but certainly not least, here is Lady Serena. Let's see how you rolling off into the Kentucky Hills, or the former Kentucky Hills. How do you
now? I just want to point out that you said we didn't pump up our repair or piloting or anything, but I did do that with my first advancement.
Nice.
So I actually can pilot now.
Nice. Excellent.
Pumped up survival.
I am. Oh, very nice. Very nice. All right.
Go.
So no problem. Yeah, you go rolling off, and you can picture in the film version, this is like a Mad Max Fury Road style of your tiny little thing moving across the hills with these thin trees all over the place and this massive oncoming blue storm. And then you guys roll into the ley line storm. So let's see what happens here.
We didn't bump into anything. That's awesome.
What's that?
We didn't bump into anything. That's awesome.
Yes. How badass do you feel now?
No,
that's like, that scene normally is us like
right.
banging into trees.
Didn't you guys, I think, Brent, you took Woodsman too, didn't you? Wasn't that, or did you have that before?
I started with Woodsman, and then I pumped up Survival, so I'm D8 +2 on my...
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I had pumped up Notice.
Oh, nice. I mean, I'm giving you guys shit for You know, making your
we
characters
did it the
cool.
first time.
Yeah. Pay attention, Madison. Jeez. All right, so you're the ley line walker, Brandon. Give us a D8 roll.
Okay. Just a straight D8?
Straight D8, please. Yeah, this is
Okay,
the
here we
ley
go.
line storm effect, because it can be all sorts of
Here.
anything.
6.
Ooh.
That sounds good, right?
Yeah, that sounds really interesting. You know, like the Savage, for someone who likes random tables anyway, like the stuff in Savage Rifts is just constant, like, holy Christ!
Right.
All right.
That's on point for the game, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Setting.
I'm pretty sure 6 is if you're carrying any beer, it stays ice cold while you travel.
Oh, this is awesome.
I swear to God, this is the actual entry here. So I'm going to read it verbatim so you know that I'm not bullshitting. This game has a mind of its own. So you guys are rumbling along through this, right? And you can picture you've got all the hatches and everything else closed down. You're sort of guiding by instruments as best you can. And as is, you know, appropriate for a game that came out in the 80s, you've got that, like, 80s display, 80s video game display for your heads up thing. Like little blue dots that go along, and there's like a line and crudely rendered trees that go by. And you're navigating between these things, and it's moving along. Then, in an instant, the entire group and all of their belongings disappear into a featureless, wispy white space. Almost like appearing in the heart of a cloud. You travel along like this for a few moments, to the point where you can actually, like, you're not opening the hatches up, but like the window sort of thing goes up. And what you can see is distant lights flash very far away, but there's no storm and no terrain features to navigate by. After what seems like a few minutes, or maybe it was a few hours, the group reappears in the exact spot they left, but hours have passed and the storm is long over. Oh my God! For those.
This is a Buñuel film. We can't leave the room.
Exactly.
Nobody can leave the room.
Look, man, we can't shoot outdoors. We can't afford
Exactly.
exit.
That's
This
right.
is all happening here. Oh my God. Okay, so
We have one set. Sorry, one standing set. We cannot leave it.
Everything just happens in this village, okay? Look, we spent a lot of money on this broken down city that we purchased.
yep.
You are just gonna be there.
All right. So, what you can tell from when your chronometers sort of sync back up again and whatever is, or at least from what's revealed on them, is 6 hours have passed. So you've traveled as if for 6 hours. Now, what you can do is you can push your vehicle. I guess first off, let's just embrace this moment where there's that flash, and then you're sort of back, and you can see on your right is that dilapidated gas station that you had originally buried the hog under. Up ahead is the bloody reminders, the stains on the broken pavement of where those poor DB citizens had been gunned down, and there's laser scouring on the buildings to your right where some of the Scuttlebutt shots had missed. You are once again back in that house, the village nestled in that valley.
I think you see Lady Serena. She shuts off the hog, all calmly. She gets up. She opens the hatch. She climbs out, and then you just hear outside just like screaming and swearing, and obviously she is smashing shit.
Yeah.
And then she just sort of calmly gets back in the vehicle.
And we while that's happening, we cut like a super wide to see the entire countryside, and we just hear the echoing of ladies trying to scream.
God, fuck! If anyone has training in occult, you can go ahead and give me an occult roll, please.
I do.
Yep,
Actually.
that might just be Brandon. I'm not sure if anyone else does.
Nah,
There you go.
Long Walker is just gonna have some coffee.
So, yeah.
So
Says Lady Serena's throwing a fit. Long Walker just opens up and it just, in his best Matt McConaughey. Weird.
That's what I was going to say.
Nice.
So, Brandon, I guess with a raise on this as well, and for those listening at home, obviously in Rifts, if you roll or Savage Worlds, you roll 4 success and 8 is a raise in uncontested rolls. This is definitely something that could happen as a result of a ley line, or a ley storm. This is not, it's not common, but it's not unheard of. They're also knowing that there may be some kind of phenomenally ancient and unknowable intelligence behind those ruins. It's not inconceivable that something could be working its will to keep you at a distance if it knows you are coming. There are supernatural creatures that like the Broadkill and more powerful versions of things like that are still in a conceivable scale. Then there are things like the vampiric intelligences, which are kind of like, they're Cthulhuid entities, or like the Elder Gods in Hellboy, things that are so utterly unknowable in the scale of a human lifespan or human context, that can shift the world and shift the metaphysics of it. So yeah.
I'm of two minds. One is the possibility that something, like you said, is trying to prevent us from reaching our destination, because it's definitely not us.
Yep.
And or two, there's a benevolent force out there that is helping us escape Dark Crix and the Legion of Demons.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Because we have
maybe they
disappeared.
By. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
We disappeared for 6 hours, although we set off in this direction and they were following us or had spotted us. 6 hours later, they might have no idea that we're back where we started.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
they could actually be past us now.
Yeah. So I'm of two minds. I think both are equally likely given the nature of the forces that are out there. And I'm hoping it's not the former and that it's the latter. But
and I love that he doesn't contemplate that there isn't some guy like larger hand pushing this along too.
Yeah.
This being just a random event is not contemplated. I love that. So then, guys, so mechanically, you don't have to make any more survival rolls or anything like that. You would need to make another check for pushing the hog for another 6 hours. And I think...
Which, by the way, we are doing.
That sounds good to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
So everyone will need to also make a vigor check for this extra 6 hours. You can then go another 6 hours and take a -1 to your to the rolls. Now I think so. You're taking a -1 to your pouting check here, Lady Serena.
Okay.
Why don't you go ahead?
First, I roll vigor first.
No. Yeah, let's see how the vehicle holds up.
Okay. So,
I just gotta take off for a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, for sure.
Get it.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
You want to spend a Benny to re-roll that?
Dirty. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
That's what they're for.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There we go.
Nice. All right. Yeah, no problem. So you set off, and let me get to our...
And Kev, I would like to point out that Lady Serena chooses a path that is slightly divergent from our original.
Okay.
Not way off or anything, but it's just like,
Yeah.
Like let's get 2 miles, south of where we were headed. Kind of.
So let's take a look at this again here. I think this is. Let me get rid of your characters there and that. This is sort of what you're traveling through, guys. Oop.
Right.
Shit.
Yeah.
I put you way off the screen though. Come on, game. What are you doing? There we go. All right. So the as you're making your way along, let's see if anything else of interest happens in this second 6-hour portion of the journey. Remember, if it comes up a face card, then there is an encounter of some kind, and the suit will tell us what kind of encounter. But here's the interesting thing: a hearts, I believe, is
a good thing.
A counter with a potential ally or something like that.
Yep, that's right. Yeah. It's the diamonds is treasure, hearts are potential allies, clubs are obstacles, and spades are enemies.
It's such a good system. I hope they adopt this for the whole line of Savage Worlds.
Totally. Yeah. The journeys or the like this.
The journeys.
Yeah. I absolutely adore it. And I fucked something up before. I was having you guys reduce the dice only on 2 1s. It's actually going to fail. So it's not quite as bad as it's not quite as good as or quite as hard as I did it the first time we ran this. It's not quite as bad as I ran it the second time. It's this sweet spot. So you're rolling a wild die and whatever the resource die is, and then if you fail the roll, then it goes down by 1. If you got a fumble, it goes down by 1d4 plus 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. All right.
Yeah.
So what this means is potential hearts are strangers. Strangers come across neutral or friendly non-player characters. So let's check this out here. Let's see here. What might and this is actually in the wake of a lay storm. I think I know precisely what this might be here, because there are shifting villages that sometimes appear.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's hear. Jeffrey, you were the pilot. Give us a 1d8 roll, please.
Oh, it's either really good or really bad.
This is interesting. Yeah. So, now would you give me a 1d6, please? Oh. All right.
I like your all extremes today, Jeff.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that I, with this game that I liked so much about when I first started running Fantasy Flight Star Wars, is that those extreme results are pretty fun. Mm-hmm. They end up getting bonkers by the time you get a lot of XP under your belt with the Star Wars, but really fun at first, for sure.
Totally.
All right, so here's what I think you find. Where is my... Yes. Okay. So you guys are traveling along. It is summertime, so it's not it's not too late in the day. You take the odd break as as you are wont to do, and Brandon, would you give me kindly a notice check, please?
And is that as a -1? Because of the pushing?
No. This one just flat.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll do the exhaustion afterwards.
Okay.
Excellent.
Ooh.
So you're traveling along, and you can feel there is a like there's a pull of some kind of supernatural thing nearby. You're, as a ley line walker and a master of magic, you're sort of attuned to this stuff anyway. You look out the window, and what you can see standing, through the trees that are kind of passing by, you see looks like someone wearing like archaic armor. Like very rich and detailed and filigreed metal armor that shines in the light that is coming down. The filigree seems to be a silver on a darker kind of steel. But what is more striking about this figure is the massive wings that sweep behind it. But it has a helmet on, and it just flares with arcane power or some kind of power.
I stop and stare. So, taking a cue from our session last night of Savage Worlds Pathfinder, I'm embracing my hindrances wholeheartedly, and one of them is curiosity.
Okay, I love it.
So I stop and stare. I don't say anything to my companions because I'm so captivated by this, the sight and the feel of it, like the supernatural feel that I've experienced. and I just start wandering toward it, like as if I'm drawn to it like a magnet.
Sure.
Until someone says something to me, and then I'll
Well, let's see this. So Lady Serena and Longwalker, just give us a notice check. I don't think there's a penalty or an advantage here. This is at a pit stop that you guys are doing. Yeah. So both Longwalker and now hold on. I think don't you take a -1 to your smarts skills?
Right. Let me just double check that. I wasn't quite sure that's noticed too. But that would be smarts, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember which ones you get the penalty to. If it's, I thought it was smarts and smarts related skills. Because Longwalker is drugged as shit.
Yeah, all smarts or smartling skills in times of low stress. So that would be, yeah.
Yeah, so I think Longwalker is just looking at the trees like, yeah.
I gotta enjoy them while I can.
Yeah. And so Lady Serena, though, you can spot that Brandon seems to be walking off into the trees. Well, and what's sort of the body language communicating?
I basically, I'm not attempting to be stealthy. I am just sort of like tromping through these kind of weeds and brambles, etc., making a beeline in a certain direction. So I'm not wandering, like I'm clearly headed somewhere very purposefully.
He's probably heading off to drop a deuce somewhere. On our pit stop.
That's what Longwalker definitely thinks.
Yeah.
I think Lady Serena would just follow Brandon.
Longwalker, you got the TP? No?
Yeah, unless Lady Serena following him, that's kind of odd.
And I think Lady Serena probably knows Brandon well enough to realize that like this happens from time to time because this is part of his nature. Especially when it comes to like magic and the occult, etc.
Oh yeah, so one of the things actually, Jeff wasn't there last night, and Brent, you only played a couple of times with us here. But one of the things we were talking about, like understanding one aspect of the game, the hindrances, like they only really come in mechanically when you're making your character with building, getting extra points to get your character. But the thing that I think is really cool about the hindrances in play is that they give you excuses for story, right? Like there are reasons for why you cause problems for the rest of the party. To make interesting things happen, right? So,
absolutely.
The way that you can embrace however your hindrances may interact with or cause challenges for the other party. That's an intended part of the game. It's part of the fun of playing Savage Worlds, that you're not playing characters who are just like you got. You may have some backstory and stuff like that, but you don't have a clear no. Your character does this thing that is harmful or potentially problematic for the rest of the group. So, and
I'm using 2 right now just to give an example, which you wouldn't think would be that, effective in the storytelling. But one of them is obviously the curiosity. But the other one that I didn't mention out loud was I'm mild-mannered. So that's why I just sort of I just go do it. Like I don't make a big deal out of anything. I just sort of head on my way.
Yep. Love it.
And Lady Serena is quietly... not necessarily following him, but making sure that he doesn't leave her sight line.
Okay,
so she's only following him far enough that she doesn't lose sight of him.
You got it. Why don't you give us a stealth check?
Well, I'm not necessarily trying to hide from him.
Well, I want to see how whether Brandon is hears you behind her or not.
Right.
Sure.
Oh man, I would raise you can make yourself known to him when you choose to.
And if I'm moving so far that Longwalker would fall out of sight,
yep,
I'll whistle at him to come with us,
yeah,
trying to keep everyone together basically.
And I think with a stealth roll that good, you'll be able to do it without drawing Brandon's attention. Okay, so we sort of it's like And
I'm counting myself, by the way, as distracted mechanically as well.
Got it. Okay, cool. So that is an excellent stuff. You get a Benny, Brandon, and Lady Serena, you get a Benny. So actually,
every time I get a Benny, I know something bad's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
Benny's all around. It's one of those things for those who are running Savage Worlds at home. At first, you feel like I don't want to give so many. Players go through them so quickly in the game. They really do emphasize there's not part of the getting the proper experience with Savage Worlds as intended by the designers is a regular flow of bennies. So definitely keep your players, replete with bennies, because they'll use them, and you'll see they're blowing through them in no time anyway. So, Brandon, you have got a healthy lead here, and then, like, followed shortly behind is Lady Serena, and it does seem as if he's going to be going off far enough away that it would be difficult to have a clear line of sight to Longwalker. So you do the whistle.
Sort of whistle at him.
So Longwalker, how do you react to that, Longwalker?
Where are you guys going?
Well, technically, where has Brandon gone? Because you're looking around, you don't know where the hell he is now.
Yeah.
I just assume he went. I assume he went to.
Well, actually, because we rolled, remember, your character didn't notice him whatsoever. Jokes about him dropping a log. You didn't see him whatsoever.
It seems to me like Longwalker is stuck.
No, I think you would just make that assumption. We stop for a break.
Yep.
If there's a reason why, like, if he's not around, then he probably just went to use a bathroom or something. Okay. Or if it was something major, he would have said, "Hey, I'm leaving."
What do you know?
I think you can tell. I think you can tell by the way Lady Serena whistled at you and signaled to you that, like, something's up.
Okay, if there would be, if sort of that kind of like alert signal, then
exactly.
Okay, so at that minute, that's when Longwalker hastily put down his coffee, and he turns on the juice, and he goes from laid back, grabs his rifle, like something has happened, and now he's like hyper focused.
Awesome. So
and he leaps off the vehicle and lands, but doesn't make noise. And
well, let's give us a stealth check. Let's see how. Phenomenal. Whoa. Yeah, super good. Carry on, Brent.
Okay, and then he runs up.
Yeah, you probably quickly catch Lady Serena because she's just walking.
Lady Serena looks back, to see where it takes maybe 2 steps back. She looks back to see if Longwalker's following, and he's there already. All right. So
and I whisper, "What's going on?"
I'm not sure yet. Be alert.
So from Brandon's perspective, what you're still seeing is this thing, and its hands seem to be of like diaphanous golden energy. Where gloves or whatnot would be, it's sort of gesturing like, and it seems to be leading you. It doesn't even seem to have legs and is drifting along, but at a good clip. So you're having to trot to keep up. You don't have to run, but definitely to trot. This carries on. Oh, go ahead.
In my mind, I'm thinking this is the entity that just saved us.
That is excellent. So what happens?
Oh, Kev, I just want to add, Lady Serena is using her sword and marking the trees.
Oh, that's awesome.
The path from the
cool.
art.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. So you see these like clearly visible sort of light against the dark of the bark. These light, markings along the side. Do you think your side sword makes noise when it's alive or active?
No, I actually think it's like eerily silent.
Awesome. So it's only when it comes into contact?
Yeah, it's like almost like it's like a suppressed sound.
Yeah.
And then, you just hear the bark tearing basically as it cuts through it.
I challenge anyone of around our age too to not make lightsaber sounds when you're gesturing.
Totally. Yeah. And I think it's the opposite of that. It's just like you don't even hear it coming.
That's awesome.
And then Longwalker's going to have his be checking thing out through his multi-optic scope on his rifle there.
Okay, so you're going along and constantly kind of checking. You certainly
move. To see if I can see anything and
Yeah, you know what? So Brent, I'm going to give you a minus because of the cover. I'm going to give you a -4 to it. But why don't you give us a notice check at -4? All right. Let's see if you can spot. Maybe you can see where Brandon is as well.
Come on, modifier, work with me. Nope.
It's you know what? There's some interference that's going on. Like it's not that you're incompetent. It's that there's just there's some weird manifestations, particularly when you're using the optics on the scope.
Okay, I'll let I'll mention that to Lady Serena. Something's my scope's on the fritz.
Now,
this is connected to what happened to us with that ley storm.
Let me check one quick thing, guys. I want to see if Cyber Knights also get the Detect Arcana ability at will. I know Leyline Walkers do. I just can't remember if, as minor psionics, whether they get that as well. You can take it, but you don't automatically get it. There we go. Okay. All right. So the does your creating your psi sword cost you no ISP, right?
I don't. Oh. What's the cost?
I don't remember offhand.
Is that AP?
No, AP is your armor piercing value.
It would be ISP.
Or PowerPoints. Could be listed as PP on the character sheet.
I don't see any.
As a free action, and it costs you nothing.
Okay, yeah.
However, for one ISP, inner strength point, it inflicts mega damage for as long as it's manifested.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, so what... this carries on for about maybe 20 minutes as you guys are making way along, and we're seeing... Longwalker keep trying to get through his scope. Are you guys sort of fanning out a little bit too, Lady Serena and Longwalker? So you got Longwalker's got at one angle line and Lady Serena's got another, or are you sticking together?
I think that Longwalker's so fast that I picture that he sort of is off on the side and got them covered.
I wouldn't go straight too far, and I'd sort of be I know, when you see the movies of soldiers moving in formation, on patrol or something like that.
Yep.
But with his gun up and sort of checking things with his scope.
Okay.
Sort of 20 feet to the side kind of thing.
Love it.
I don't know exactly what's going on, but I know we're down one person, and Lady Serena thinks something's up.
Okay.
And I don't want to make too much noise, so.
And in the fiction, does the audience see that Lady Serena and Longwalker don't see this entity?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
they don't see it
That's
whatsoever.
great. Awesome.
So, after this time, Brandon, you sort of this thing seems to pass behind a tree, and you run over there, and it then it manifests suddenly standing at sort of a clearing, but it seems to be sort of because of the way the growth is, you can see the light of the clearing near him, but it seems several of the trees and the foliage has grown fairly close together here, so you can't quite see in it. It's almost as if he's standing at an entrance to the clearing. And the wings are sweeping up behind, and they seem almost semi-transparent, with the golden light of the sun coming through. There's a golden light coming through from inside the helm as well, and it is just standing and facing you. You're probably about maybe 20 yards away at this point.
And do I see facial features of any kind?
If you stop and study,
yeah.
As you're doing that, you hear a voice in your head, and the voice says, "Knowledge or power."
Could I tell if that voice sounded masculine or feminine, and that I'm asking for a very specific reason, not just random. Or even either.
It would be hard to. It could easily go either way.
Okay, in my mind, I have read the histories, and what inspired me to kind of get involved in ending the tyranny, which is another part of my hindrances.
Yep.
Was the lore that informed the war that became the Tolkien situation.
Yep.
Of the Lady of the Lake, and this the origins on Earth of magic and mysticism and the occult, etc. So in his mind, because he thinks this is a benevolent force that just saved them, he just, in his mind, he doesn't really know this. He just thinks that that's who this is. The Lady of the Lake has come to him finally. Like, he is blessed. So he's going to fall to his knees.
Okay, incredible. Yep.
And he's going to say...
Lady Serena and Longwalker, you can see this happen. Brandon has stopped. He's turned to the side and then drops to his knees, almost in reverence or obedience or.
Yep, exactly, and almost like bewilderment or fascination.
Yeah.
And you hear him utter a single word, which is knowledge.
Okay. So you are you still looking at this thing, or have you averted your eyes?
I cannot not look at this thing.
Okay.
I have to look at it because I know this will never happen again in my entire life.
All right. So your eyes are fixed on this, and I think Lady Serena and Longwalker, give us notice checks. Let's see if you hear him say that.
Is that minus?
Yeah, no modifiers, I think. And I think Brandon probably... Am I right that he sort of blurted it out?
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, take +1 to your knowledge rolls, or notice rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you hear him just utter that one word. Oh, and Longwalker. I think on top of... You got a raise on it. On top of hearing the word, you can hear the desperation or the... fervor behind his knowledge, his exclamation.
Okay. I'm gonna look through the scope, trying to figure out what the object of his attention is.
He's looking in the direction of what looks to be... There's a clearing over there.
Yeah, as we approach the clearing, Lady Serena indicates for Longwalker to go sort of north edge around the clearing, and she head south, sort of fanning out around the clearing.
Yeah. So Longwalker will run past where Brandon is. You can circle around him with your incredible stealth roll from before, Longwalker. If you don't want to be seen by Brandon, you could circle around north. Lady Serena can go around to the south, and Brandon will be coming around kind of at the eastern part of the clearing.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys want?
Sounds good. From the way Lady Serena's acting, I'm thinking there's some kind of threat, so I'm just going to keep follow orders kind of.
So you get to the southern edge of the clearing, and Lady Serena, and so you're the first one. Well, actually, you know what? With how fast Longwalker is, to be honest, you guys could pretty much get there at around the same time. Yeah. And it's always maybe it's a constant surprise to you just how fucking fast that Longwalker is when he puts his mind to it, right? He also, because of his, he is from a primitive or relatively primitive society in Rifts as well too, so he's used to making, running through the woods and whatnot. You can see him, if you want to be seen, Longwalker, on the north side, and Lady Serena, you're there, and then Brandon, when you're looking at this thing, the figure seems to nod, turn and gesture towards the open field, and then slowly dissipate and fade from view. Gestures to the inside of the clearing.
Okay. I force myself up to my feet, almost like I had a heavy burden on me, and it's taking me a moment to get up, even though I'm perfectly fine. And kind of stumble a little bit because I feel disoriented, and this is something that's never happened to me, but I've been, hoping for all this time. And I follow the direction that she pointed me in.
Okay.
And I head for it, and I'm just looking around. I'm looking for rock formations or any kind of mystical strange.
So I think as you go scrambling up, thinking it's going to be difficult. Every one of you would sort of the audience would all see this at the exact same time. And what is in the center? The clearing itself is probably about half the size of a soccer field. So it's not a huge clearing, and then it sort of picks up and there are trees again. But in the middle of this overgrown field, there
can
is...
I say something?
What's that?
Yeah, as he starts to walk, can Longwalker say something to him over the comms, or radios?
To
Brandon.
I don't think you can. You can see Brandon when he reaches the edge of the thing. But let me just tell you what you see.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, the what you see in the middle of this, extending up from within the field, is a perfectly circular well. It seems to be made of a flawless white marble that has that sheen, that sort of crazy translucence that marble can have. It has dew on it, as if it has been here for a while and accumulated. And on the side is a like hanging next to it. There's of course the sort of like it's not a trussle, I don't think it's called, but it's the word I'm saying. The thing that goes up with the beam across and then down again. There is attached to that a rope that seems to go partly down into the well, and then it comes up, and there is a perfectly blanched white bucket made of wood and bound with thin sheets of maybe it's brass, maybe it's copper. It seems as if construction on this would have just been completed. Now, sorry, Brent, what did you want to say?
Oh, just for the comms, just as he's starting to walk into like the open field, and like he's just being strange now. I'm like, Brendan, what's going on?
So this is the first time you realize it. What?
What are you doing?
I shut off the comm.
Brendan.
Okay.
Nothing. And I moved to the bucket because I must drink from the well of knowledge.
Okay. So you go scrambling over, you grab the bucket, and looking down, there is maybe about 10 feet down, there is a perfectly placid surface of water. Black. Fathomless depths.
Mm-hmm. I pick up the bucket, and I kind of use. Is there like a winch kind of system like that for?
Yeah, you can just drop it down, and it kind of it hangs, and there's a little to bring it up, made of the exact same blanched wood.
Cool, and I will. I'm just ignorant of everything around me, just FYI. So like doubly distracted, whatever you want to say, and I'm gonna let the bucket. All I care about is getting that water into my system.
Okay,
so as he's doing this, I'm gonna. Radio Serena. I'll cover you. Brendan, turn off this comms. Go to him. I'll cover you.
Well, I was going to say, she's already probably, as he's walking towards the well, and that's what she's now seen.
Yeah.
She would be walking towards Brandon.
Okay. And I'll be giving you, and I'm saying I'm covering you.
So Brandon is like running towards almost, just a hair's bit south of a run as he's going towards the well. Lady Serena, are you letting Brandon see you as you're approaching?
Yeah, I'm not being stealthy. So
okay. So I guess, Brandon, what do you see? You see Lady Serena is moving to intercept you as you're making your way towards the well. Do you just...
No, I realize that Lady Serena knows what I know, and she has come to drink of the well of knowledge, too.
Now, what do you say?
I mean, who wouldn't have seen all of this? Like, we all saw this, right? So, yeah, that's what he assumes. Like, he is just on course.
Yep.
And I think as she gets close enough to say something, she'll say, Brandon, how did you know this well was here?
I look at him quizzically, like that's the strangest question he's ever heard. She led us here, of course. Hurry! We must get the bucket into the water.
You led us here.
Yes.
Yep, sounds good.
So I don't know. I'm basically going to continue until somebody physically stops me.
Yeah, well, she's just going to... Are you going to drink that?
You are more than welcome to drink. Did you think I would hold this back from you? Of course not. Oh, sorry. Of course not. And actually...
yeah, your mask is off.
He's got to take his mask off. And so he actually is speaking with his normal voice, which is very, it's small and thin compared to what you're used to. But you see his face. His face is like, something horrific. He's burned or acid. You can't even tell what might have happened to him. But I mentioned in the previous session that the first time he was able to manifest magic, it nearly destroyed him. As it kind of blasted out of his system. So he is burned or melted or whatever. His face is really messed up, which is why he needs this apparatus.
Right.
So, and you never see him take it off. So this is a unique moment in time.
I think there's some shock then from Lady Serena at this point. Just seeing him take his mask off, but also the disfigurement of his face. The fact that he's just being crazy, right?
Yeah, because like again, he's mild mannered normally, like that's his MO. So suddenly, like I think you're coming up behind me, and when I turn around to look at you, then that's when you see that I've taken my mask off, and you're like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Okay, and as you guys are talking, and Long Walker goes over the radio to Serena, dude, or sorry, what's with the whale?
I don't know.
So, Brandon, the bucket is in the water at this point, and
I place the bucket on the edge of the well on the marble. If it can stand there.
Well, here's the thing: as you bring it up, it seems to somehow change to being, as it gets to you, it is the size of like a small glass, or so you can get one person could get a mouthful out of this.
Yeah, so in my mind, and this is not necessarily what anybody else is seeing, but in my mind, it is this like bejeweled goblet of gold and silver.
The same filigree you saw on the armor.
Yep,
love it.
Exactly. And so that's in his mind, like we're seeing through his eyes, his POV. That's what we're seeing him see, and he's gonna drink it down unless somebody tackles him or something else happens.
Well, Kev, do we have like what kind of technology level? Like I can't remember for this game. Like, is it like would we have something to see if water was, worth drinking or dangerous or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, Long Walker could probably. He's got some kind of testing thing, but I mean, it would be for like parasites and stuff like that.
Right? Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
I can't. Just like whether it's safe to consume.
Does Lady Serena?
The columns.
Oh, hold on, Brent. Hold on. Does Lady Serena have the detect arcana ability or power?
No.
No. Okay. Sorry, Brent. What were you saying?
So the comms, because I've Long Walker sort of have grown up in a more of a low tech society, and he's sort of like someone who's used to being in the woods. He's like, Serena, don't let him drink that. And then we got to test that first. I don't know what he's doing, but.
So I was just gonna think, like, would she really care to stop him? I mean, unless Long Walker's, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because I'm writing over the in Long Walker speak. It's there's all kinds of contaminants from the old world as well as other things from the rifts, so you don't drink something unless you test it.
Right.
Otherwise, you could get sick, and
So I think she'll go to step forward and say, like, Brandon, that's not safe.
I would like to use a Benny for there to be a root right in front of Lady Serena that's sticking up that she doesn't see potentially.
Okay.
That might trip her or prevent her from getting closer to him.
Okay.
Maybe with like the ability to make a roll to avoid it.
Yep.
So it's not like an automatic thing.
By that, why don't you give us an agility check there, Lady Serena? That sounds great. Great use of a Benny.
Here we go.
Just enough. Stumbles a little bit, but
nice.
Does not, that's weird, Lady Serena. Like, you're not a clumsy person.
So if you want to, Jeff, if Lady Serena wanted to stop me, I think she would be able to get there in time, because as I'm bringing it, because I'm not like, I'm like reverently bringing it up to my lips.
Right.
So it's slow.
Well, and I think it's more like, I mean, if you're telling someone who is a functioning adult, like, that's not safe to drink, her reaction is not to like physically stop you, right? Like, she doesn't think you're a crazy person, right? She thinks you're a if she's relaying to you what Long Walker said, like, that's not safe to drink. It's more like she would put her hand maybe on his shoulder to like get his attention, but I don't see her like knocking the cup out of his hand or anything so aggressive. Like, it's not like I think it's like it might give you diarrhea or something.
I'm going to throw something into the mix here, that because you guys have, like, this is sort of Lady Serena, your team, right? You're aware of Brandon's proclivity to often, to do things that and pursue things that maybe he shouldn't just be doing just to find out.
Yeah, curiosity kills the cat kind of thing.
Yeah, you'd be definitely aware of what his tendencies are. Of like, this seems, let me just open this human flesh-bound book just a bit. And
I mean, this box says Pandora on it, but I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why I'm saying she's like putting her hand on his shoulder and like, that is not safe to drink, but I just don't see her knocking the cup out of his hand is all I'm saying. Like,
maybe, what do you think of this, George, is to maybe make a spirits check and see if this makes him kind of like recontextualize, like, wait, and see everything that's happened that led him to this point, because it sounds like he's been chasing like the immediate thing that he's saying. Oh my God, there's this. Oh my God, there's this. Oh my God, and then seeing the progression of like, wait a minute, something appeared and let me through here is now trying to get me to drink. Well, this is in the middle of nowhere too.
Yeah, and Brandon definitely has a very high level of respect for Lady Serena for a variety of reasons. Yeah. So that could kind of stop him. Okay. So here we go. Here's a spirit roll.
Long.
So what is it? What do you think? What does Brandon think? I will tell you this: you don't even need to drink it. There's phenomenal power in this water.
Yeah. I think my mind is telling me that Lady Serena is right, and I should not do this. But my spirit is telling me I should. That it will benefit me in ways that no one can understand. Yep. Even if there's some minor consequences physically, it's totally worth it.
Okay.
You know what? Longwalker's pretty sure he can shoot the cup.
Longwalker shoots me.
No, he's gonna shoot for the cup. Oh my God.
So that'd be a called shot?
That's awesome, Brent. That's awesome.
Well, I'm also overconfident. And I'm a good shot to begin with, and I'm aiming through a scope. So I'm like, "What's he doing?" I'm like, "Don't drink the stupid water." It's not like I'm like, "Oh my God, it's gonna kill you." I'm just like, "Why is he being a dumbass?" And I'm like, "I know we can shoot that out of his head."
I feel like Longwalker and Brandon are the opposite ends of the chakra spectrum.
Yeah.
I'm way up here, way up in like space, and like Longwalker's way down grounded.
Longwalker, you it would be -4 to the shot, and then what other your scope? What does that give you?
My scope can get rid of 2 points of penalties.
Okay, so that's a -2 then.
And then aiming either gives me. Oh, you know what? I'll use a +1 to hit from the scope, and an aiming action removes 4 points of penalties.
Yep. Okay.
Nice.
So you said it was -4.
-4.
So the overall +1.
The thing is, so I'm thinking I'm going to give you a -2 to it because of a multi-action penalty. Technically, you can't aim and shoot in the exact same round, but because you didn't say that you were lining up on the cup, and you've only told us now as he's about to put it in his mouth that you're doing it, we'll give you a -2 to it.
Just Brent, just don't roll 2 1s, please.
His head explodes.
I got some bennies here, so I'm hoping that
that won't help.
Yeah, just remember, if you roll a fumble, you cannot re-roll with bennies.
You may stop me from drinking the water.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right.
Shooting.
Did you take the heal spell by chance?
Let's see what happens. I'm excited to find out.
So I guess it's a net of -1 with your scope bonus, right?
Yes.
So go ahead and roll. Click on your weapon.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna roll damage. I was just gonna click on shooting, but yeah, there's a chance I might hit him. So. Yep.
Let's see here, and then it'll be -1 modifier. There we go. Nice.
Okay.
So this is blown out of your hands. Do you have a silencer? Oh, that's a laser rifle too. So this thing, it like flashes in your hand. Brandon, what do you do?
Oh, and over the radio I say, "What the hell?"
Yeah, well, Brandon's got his comm off, so he won't hear it.
Serena hears it.
I think I just turn and look and say, "Darkrix."
Lady Serena looks over at Longwalker's position, like with an obvious glare of like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
And I respond to the comm, "What the fuck are you guys doing?"
And what you guys can see is that that bucket has replaced itself. It's as if it has never been picked up, it has never been filled, and it's the same size it was before.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And there's no shot through it. There's no...
Nope.
Okay.
Lady Serena will say to Longwalker, now I would recognize that this is some kind of arcanic well or something.
Definitely. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So I would say that to Longwalker.
Longwalker repeats that, what the fuck?
Get over here. This is some kind of a magic well.
Okay. So I get up and I start moving into the clearing, but it's weird, so...
Well, and now Lady Serena steps between Brandon and the well.
Rifle up.
Okay.
And actually... And then once I've sort of... Well, you know what? I wouldn't do that, because he's probably scanned the immediate train already. Like, he's confident there's nothing in... so he puts his rifle down, or, like, puts it on his back, but maybe draws his vibro sword.
Okay.
Yeah, Lady Serena...
This well may turn on us at any point.
Yeah.
Careful.
Yeah. It's a freaky world.
Corners. Watch those corners. You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
I am muted for a good reason. As Lady Serena walks up to me, I recognize her for the first time because I haven't seen anybody follow me. I wasn't aware that anybody was following me. So that's why I assumed this is Darkrix. And I say, Lady Serena, beware. Darkrix, we've been found. We've been spotted again. Be careful.
Brandon, as you're looking around, ringing the clearing are duplicates of that same angelic armored form. Like an entire phalanx. Look everywhere. And
so I start turning around in circles as I'm seeing them all.
Yeah.
And she steps between you and the well and she says, Brandon, why are you compelled to drink from this well? What do you think it will do?
And I say, what seems to be to nobody, to Lady Serena, what have I done wrong? What have I done wrong?
And you can hear almost a chorus of these, difficult to identify gendered voices saying, knowledge is offered. Receive the knowledge.
Okay, so I spin back around finally, as if... So Lady Serena sees me, like, taking something in as if I'm listening to something. And then spins around and, like, a little bit wild-eyed. It's like, puts a hand on Lady Serena's shoulder. We must drink now! Hurry! And I go back for the bucket, even though Lady Serena, I know, has interposed herself. I'm trying to go around her.
She'll grab you, like, by the head and look you in the eyes and say, what do you think will happen if you drink this water?
We will gain the knowledge we need to succeed. She has come.
What knowledge?
He has come. They have all come.
Who has come? And she's looking around.
Beyond anything we can comprehend. This is it. Our prayers have been answered. Lady Serena, maybe it is your doing. I do not know, but here it is now. We must take our chance. And he's like trying to go for the bucket. You can drink first if you wish. I defer to you.
I'm trying to decide, like, Kevin, how much would Lady Serena know about the dangers of arcane magic? Like, would she think, because he knows more than her, so maybe, I'm just trying to wonder if she would think, like, well, maybe he is supposed to drink this, or if she's like, definitely he shouldn't.
Does Lady Serena have any points in, or any dice in occult?
No, nothing at all.
So give us
an
untrained or untrained skill check.
I'm wondering if she would just give in to him and let him, like, okay, he's our.
I'm trying to help you.
Can I point something out, actually?
Yeah.
So one thing you could do, Brandon, you got Detect Arcana, right?
I do, as a free, ability.
What you could do is use the power modifier. Let's see here. Well, you can't make it for someone else. Yeah, I was gonna say
no. Yeah.
No, unfortunately, no. Shoot.
That's okay. I'm just convincing her with my force of will.
Okay. So yeah, Lady Serena, you don't know what I mean. Apart from the obvious, like finding something like this in the middle of nowhere and being led here, there's obviously something at work here. Like there's some whether it's, you know, intended to be malicious or intended to be beneficial or just an automated thing. Like, weird stuff happens on Rift's Earth. You just don't comprehend what this is and don't have any frame of reference of what it might mean.
No, but I guess what I'm saying, Kevin, is historically, and the knowledge that I do have of the world, is everything bad, or are there actually good things in the world that... I think, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
so your skill roll right now tells us that you're not sure. So you're like,
right? No, I'm not sure if this is good or bad. What I'm saying is, like, are there good or bad things in the world?
So if you mean, are there beneficial, like, supernatural things? Well, yeah, of course. I mean, that's how you've got your powers.
Right. Okay, right, that's what I meant. Like, does she believe that there's, like, good and bad in the world as far as magic's concerned?
Longwalker, why don't you give us a unskilled check as well? I don't think you've got a cult, but let's just give us an unskilled check. Let's see if you've got some insight here.
Yeah, well, as this is happening, he's walking up, and it assumes Lady Serena does have some kind of knowledge, and says, has he been magicked, or has she lost her shit?
Okay, so close, but no.
Because I'm assuming... because it's his tribal background too, right? Like, as a sort of, if you find something new and weird in the wilderness, you don't try it out and see what happens. That's how.
Well, here's what I'll give you, Brent. I'll give you a +1 for that. I buy that rationalization, and what you know is, and this is just be like folk wisdom from your now dead tribe, offers that grant power rarely come without strings. That is one of the maxims of, like, on Rift's Earth, there's usually, if you're getting power from something with no other apparent cost, there's a cost that you're going to pay. It's just not apparent what it is.
Right.
And that can be beneficial, like servitude to or service to the Cyber Knight Order, you know, and swearing oaths and stuff like that, or something more insidious, like what can happen with some alien intelligences.
Okay. So what I'll do then is sheathe my sword and impose myself between Brandon and the well. I'm
Hey man, let's get a coffee.
I'm pretty built too.
Well, I think at this point, because she doesn't know, Lady Serena she's still holding Brandon's head, like, so they're face to face.
Okay, so yeah, if you're doing that, I'm not.
And she's gonna say to him, "Are you sure you want to drink this water?"
So the question is, like, inconceivable. Like, it is what we must do.
Why?
You must drink. We must all drink. It will give us the knowledge we need to succeed. This is why he've not been able to leave that village.
Says who?
Lady Serena will step out of the way and kind of push Brandon and say, or not push Brandon, push Longwalker, like, with her, like, if he insists on drinking from this well.
That's a bad idea. You never do something like that, especially when someone's gotten crazed. It tends to mean some bad mojo that you don't play with random shit you don't understand.
Take it from Longwalker, the guy who is dying from his combat drugs. You don't jump into decisions lightly.
I'm gonna say Longwalker, you don't know anything of the arcane.
But listen to his ramblings. I know enough. I've grown up enough through as my family. We were nomadic. We know that, or my tribe knew that when you find something random, you don't play with it. Bad shit tends to happen.
This wasn't random. Clearly, we were led here.
By what?
I don't know. Can you see it? I can't see it.
They are all around us. And I point, and as soon as they both look away, I go for the bucket.
All right, let's do this. Let's.
I'm gonna try tackling him. I'm getting annoyed. Annoyed now. I'm like, I'm being so dumb.
All right, so let's do this. Let's actually draw some cards here. We'll give it some structure. So Brandon.
Nice.
Well, you'll have to basically go through Lady Serena.
Yeah.
Like, she's moved you out of the way to say let him do it.
That's okay. I'm happy
Brent,
to push
does
back.
Longwalker have anything that modifies his action cards?
Yes, I think it's if he draws an 8 or lower. I have to double check the.
Okay, it's on your Brent. It's on the character sheet. You don't need to go anywhere. If you take a look on the character sheet, I've entered everything in there.
All right.
And if you click on it, it should display in the chat, so we can all see it.
Is this an edge?
It's
Brent, just click on it. Brent, just click on it so it displays for all of us, and then we can just read it.
It's not on there. It's a Hyperion edge from I took last session. I forgot to add it in.
Then you don't have it.
It's like on an 8 or lower, I believe.
Well, no, Brent. If you didn't put it on your character sheet, it's not there. I hope you'll enter it during our mid-session break, but if it ain't there...
Okay, so I can use quick then.
Yes, okay. So 5 or lower, you may discard it and draw another card. Are you going to get rid of your 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get a 2.
Okay, so I'll do that again. I think I get to keep doing it till I get something higher.
Draw again. Okay, let's see here. 5 or lower.
5.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Jack. All right, so anyone spending any bennies to draw a new card?
Yeah.
Okay. You got an 8, so 9 is your best one. Lady Serena.
And obviously, I don't know really what rolled what, so I'm just gonna do that.
I think that Lady Serena is going to be caught off guard that this is escalating.
Yeah,
basically.
So then, Longwalker, you're up first. What are you doing?
Who's in my way right now? I want to knock Brandon out. This is totally insane and dumb. And I just want to I want to shove him away from the well.
Sure.
And if
so, if you just want to shove him away, Brent, that's a push. So what it is a I think it's contested
strength. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have to hit with an attack first, or is it just a?
Not that I believe.
Let's see here, push.
Push.
Maybe I'll try and. What about
strength rolls.
Is there a trip maneuver in this?
That's what. If you get a raise on push, then you've actually knocked him down.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, so why don't you guys each give us make a strength check? Let's see who rolls better. Brandon got a 5.
Got a 5.
So you need to get a 9 or higher there, Brent. Ooh, you want to spend a penny to reroll?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, see, that's another thing. The other sheet, it gives you an automatic reroll on it. It's got a button you can hit rerolls. So for sure, changing over between now and next session. All right, so you get in there, and for maybe it's just you don't get a good enough grip on him, but you just can't seem to. Let's see here. Yeah, I think on a post roll, I think you have to roll. I think you have to beat the target number. So I think that you get in and try and get at him, but you don't quite get a good handle. Brandon, you're up next. What are you doing?
I think drinking the water.
Well, you got to actually get the water up first, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get some water up.
So the bucket is knocked over into the water, sploosh, it goes down, and Brandon starts cranking it.
Yeah.
Poor choice of phrasing. Then Lady Serena, what are you doing?
She's obviously just been shoved out of the way by Longwalker, so she will turn to him and say, "Stand down."
No, that's batshit crazy.
So here's what you could do because we're a little contested here. You could you could do a test, Lady Serena, to try and distract him, and that would be a contested. Let's say if you're trying to order him, that could be intimidate or it could be persuade, and it would be resisted with spirit. If you're successful, Longwalker becomes distracted or vulnerable. If you get a raise, he's shaken and has to unshake before he can do anything.
Yeah, I think this is more like a command.
Okay.
I think I'm still in charge of this.
Sure. Plus, you are really forceful. So go ahead and make let's contest your persuade or persuasion. Modify that with, I think you've got an ability that modifies your persuasion, and Longwalker, you're going to roll a spirit roll.
Okay.
Okay?
I don't know that they affect them. Isn't it fame and attractive that affect them?
I think those still play in.
Okay. Are you heterosexual, Longwalker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I did even worse now. Another 4.
Jeez.
Yeah. What Oh no, fame wouldn't matter here, but
Okay, so but attractive would, yeah, for sure.
Persuasion.
This is where your hair, Michael Bay style is blown back in an attractive way.
I think yeah.
All right, so Long Walker, you're actually shaken by this. You can spend a Benny to re-roll your spirit if you like, but what do you think?
No, I think I'm just surprised that he's defending that someone's walked into a field and throwing a bucket in the well because that's where all the knowledge is.
Yep.
And don't fucking drink that. And the other guy is like, yeah, drink the Kool-Aid.
No, wait. Now, when you say it sounds crazy.
Yeah, but that's not what Lady Serena is saying.
No. All right.
She's not saying, yay, drink the Kool-Aid. She's saying, you don't know anything about this.
No, but I know that bad things happen to people who touch strange things in the wilderness.
Okay, so
we're gonna find out.
How I grew up.
Here's our cards so far, guys. Anyone want to spend Benny to re-roll or to get a new card?
Nah, I'm going to save my bennies for other purposes.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone's saving this stuff. Alrighty. So then first up will be Long Walker once again. What are you doing?
I guess I'm going to try and unshake.
Okay, so you can so here's something you can do, Brent. You could spend a Benny to automatically unshake, or you can make your roll, and then if you fail your roll, you can't then automatically unshake. You have to spend a Benny to re-roll, or just be done with your turn.
No, I'm going to try rolling. I don't want to spend any bennies, and I got that new edge, so I can get +2. So
okay, so here we go. Nice. Okay. That's another nice thing that the other sheets actually have an unshake button.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just being so mean to these sheets. These sheets are going to go home tonight. They were so mean to me. God.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. I'm older.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is to try and not escalate this any further, but to stop the stupidity as Long Walker sees it. It's coming up on a rope, right?
Yep.
So I'm just going to grab the rope in his hand. Where's my hand on? Just sort of and twist it so it can't be drawn up anymore. And at the same time, I'm going to look at Lady Serena. He's rambling about power or about knowledge is not as an excuse to drink random shit.
Okay. Let's go have some coffee now.
I'm not in my coffee mood. I'm in my weirdest,
I'm gonna let loose my angriest dude. So why don't we do this? Let's have Long Walker make a. Let's do strength and strength. I think it's just for now. So Long Walker's gonna try and grab that rope. You're gonna try and keep going. Go ahead, guys. Make your strength checks. 5 for Brandon. And Long Walker.
Oh shit. Come on!
You could spend a Benny and re-roll then.
Oh, I
just like to imagine that the rope is wet and magically flowing through your hand.
Yeah, because I'm pretty strong. So
yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's not that you're not strong enough. It's slipping through your hands. It comes up, and it's doing the exact same thing as before, where it's getting smaller and smaller. Brandon, what are you doing?
I'm trying to grasp the cup and drink.
Okay. So I think just because it is it's cinematically interesting, we're gonna have you make a Jody test.
Okay. Here we go.
Or Jody check, I should say, not test.
Yeah.
There you go. All right.
Ladies, to be clear, did he drink the water?
Yeah.
I would love to stop right here almost and just have a metagame moment and have each player say whether they think that this is a good thing or a bad thing.
Sure.
Because, beyond the characters, I'm just curious where the players are at.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure.
Jeff, you go.
Go ahead, Jeff. Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, you propose. Okay. Go first.
I actually think that it is a good thing.
Okay. This is where, it suddenly segues into being like a Coen Brothers film. Everyone freezes, Lady Serena turns and faces the audience, starts walking along. So let's just take a moment to consider what's happening.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing. Like I feel like all the signs point to something beneficial coming out of this.
Okay, Brent.
Oh, I think it's a horrible thing. I think it's some like nasty magic. It's
That's
too
funny.
easy. Here's a treasure sitting out in the field. It's just you wandered. You had voices calling you for the treasure. What game have you ever played where that's happened?
Well, you missed the part where we drew a card that said it was
Yeah.
a positive result. You were busy away from the game. So.
Oh, to be fair,
that might have, yeah.
To be fair, though,
that did not happen. That could sway my opinion, but as like random treasure, sort of a random benefit being in the middle of a field,
and it could be neutral. So it could be neutral or
absolutely.
So there is a possibility that
Longwalker
is absolutely
as
right.
we return to the scene, may I make a suggestion for Lady Serena's action?
Yeah.
Is that you finish drinking this and Longwalker's like, no! And then there's dead silence and Lady Serena just goes and steps away from Brandon before she sees what happens. No, what does Lady Serena do?
Does she take a drink too?
It's empty right now.
Yeah, I'd have to fill it up. No, I'll wait and see what happens.
And while I'm not even waiting, like the second I down it, I am just assuming it's happened. I have the knowledge; it's instantaneous, and I'm already passing the bucket.
Well, what
cup.
happens is actually you are immediately hit with one of the worst headaches that you've ever had. Ah! And you scream out, and what echoes across the Kentucky post-apocalyptic hills is the sound of. We'll find out what happens when we get back from the mid-session break.
Nice.
So, we'll be back. For those listening at home, we'll be taking a 5-minute break right now, and we'll be back in 5 minutes and see what boon or bane or both that Brandon has received from this. So,
I love
back
it.
momentarily. Alrighty. Let's check in with chat here. Hey, everybody. Antonio, hello. Greg, what's going on? Town's name was Speed Bump. Dancing in reverse. Sounds about right. Abyss, what's going on? Brandon, Brian, welcome to the weekend, buddy.
Yeah, hi, Brian.
Halifax Knight, hello. Yeah, so the Halifax, actually, like, I was a big Rifts fan. Halifax says that they loved Rifts, played old Palladium version, and still have a giant stack of books. We played, Brent and myself played a shit ton of that when we were kids. So I remember when the first book came out and Brent had picked it up, and we were just blown away. The Savage setting or Savage Worlds adaptation of it is a really, really solid implementation of them. It doesn't have the cumbersomeness of the old Palladium systems, so I like it a lot. Insert, what's going on? Love the way to feed the story in a way that doesn't necessarily benefit the player. Yeah, totally. I totally agree, Insert. It's we've been singing the praises of Savage Worlds quite a bit on the channel the last little while, but really suits the type of game that we all like playing and running. So it's very strong system.
Yeah, the more we play it, the more I think it's slowly swaying everyone to the opinion that me and you've had for such a long time. Yeah,
definitely. And it's so weird because it was a game that it's the one I use that is emblematic of being it plays so much stronger than it reads. There's so much smart game design in the most recent edition in particular that you don't really appreciate it until you see it at the table and you're going through the story. So it's been just a ton of fun.
Well, like this scene here is just another perfect example of a random encounter that just leads to an hour of interesting gameplay that's like not combat. It's just a scene, right? But it's very interesting, and there's tension, and there were a lot of roles involved.
Absolutely. So you get the interesting, like, you're engaging with the game in that. You're not just like, oh, we spent the session role playing, which is not like we played our the Legacy of the Crystal Shard game this morning. It was an extremely role-playing heavy game, and I don't think we rolled a single dice. And like that's a really fun session, but we didn't really play any game. At least we didn't interact with the game mechanics. We did play a game. That's a wrong.
Right. It didn't matter at that point. It didn't matter what game you said you were playing. It was just all role-playing.
Yeah, it was just all role-playing, which is perfectly fine. But it's great how this does a good job of adding structure to all those different things. And it allows you. My absolute favorite thing is the test thing. I absolutely love it because characters who aren't combat monkeys still get really great and creative use of their abilities to do something in a more violent scene.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, really.
Now, before we go back and reveal what was going, I just want to point out that what I was trying to do, even though Jeff the player thought it was probably a good thing.
Yep.
Lady Serena was still trying to stop Brandon, but sort of to the level of like stopping your friend from doing something that you disagree with, not that you think is necessarily deadly. Like they're getting a tattoo and I don't like tattoos, or they're going out drinking and I'm a teetotaler or whatever.
Man, this Chumbawamba tattoo's gonna be so fucking good.
Yeah, like
I'm never gonna get sick of that song.
Tattoo. Like I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm just like. So she was trying to steer him, but like the way a friend would, not necessarily like...
Yeah, totally.
With the fear that Longwalker had, right?
And I think Longwalker comes from a low-tech tribe, so maybe they're a bit more superstitious, and because they don't have access to like high-tech medical and stuff, maybe he did have some like magical healing in his tribe or something. They probably either knows people, he's lost friends or family to random crap that's in the woods, or he knows the people. Like, you don't do that because Uncle so and so they went and they heard a voice in the woods and they didn't come back, or they stuck their hand in the whatever.
I make another observation for you too? Longwalker did lose his entire family and tribe.
Yeah,
it's implied that he had kids in his backstory. So he lost an entire family and whatever else too. So even at the end of his tether, because the others don't know that he's on last call right now, but with the prospect of potentially losing one of your members of just something supernatural, that's got to be a pressure point for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and from Brandon's point of view, he didn't think that either of them, either Lady Serena or Long Walker, were wrong in what they thought. He just thought that what he had experienced outweighed their concerns. Yeah. So he wasn't like, oh, they're against me. They're trying to stop me from doing what I want. He understood their concerns. He just was like, no, what? How can you not understand? This is just beyond all of that.
Well, this is such a great way, again, not to circle back to just showering more praise on Savage Worlds, but like what a great job it does of making an interesting game, like mini game of Drink the Cup.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, that's really fun.
I mean, I know you said the hindrances sort of affected gameplay, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
Kev, is it also fair to say that, like, if a non-magical person, like a straight-up regular person, was to interact with some of these magical things, it could affect them differently than someone like Brandon's character?
Yep. Like
someone who's attuned to the magic. It's going so like Longwalker might be totally right. Like for someone from his village to drink from this well would be much more dangerous potentially than Brandon.
Well, this is where I was asking about you having Detect Arcana, because if you had that, Lady Serena may have been able to see those things,
right, and
perhaps see more than what Brandon saw,
right. If see it in a different way.
Yeah. Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So, so here's what happens is, as Brennan drops it, he screams. And then what happens is brilliant beams of white light, that same golden light that we saw surrounding that angelic figure, stream out of his eyes, even through his mask, and from his hands as well, too.
And this we can see? We can see
you
the
guys
light
can
now?
all see this now. And that's what sort of distracts you, is he's staggering back. George, I'd like you to open up Brandon's character sheet, please. As he then
let's see here.
Then put it to the edit mode.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is Lady Serena and Longwalker doing while this is happening?
Longwalker takes a step back because, like, all this, like, is he going to, like, does he need, like, I don't have any skills to do, like, so does he need help? Is he going to explode?
Yeah. So if you take a step back, Longwalker, that well's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's as if it was never here. There's just nothing but full, lush grass filling this whole clearing.
Yeah, so maybe Longwalker sort of jumps back because that sort of, like, raises the hairs on his, like, it's that evil kind of, like,
everyone gets a bending.
He just doesn't understand.
Okay, and then what about Lady Serena? What are you doing?
I think she just sees, like, it was what she thought. There was some obviously arcane power to this well, and she's just waiting to. She knows that there's. I mean, this is something she would definitely have experienced. Is like, it's not necessarily instantaneous. It's like something is now happening. We need to wait to see. Like,
All right. So where this ends, I think your head is throbbing, Brandon, and you feel like your mask is just entrapping you.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
I see if I can pull it off.
Somehow you manage to pull it off, but it feels like yanking off like a stuck-on skin. Yeah. And you toss it aside. What did Brandon look like before his injury?
Kind of a young kid. Like a fresh-faced, smooth-skinned,
what color is
kind
his
of
hair?
young kid. Brown.
Okay, so and long, short. What do you think?
It was short at the time.
Okay, what is it currently? Long or maybe?
Yeah, it's kind of grown out a little bit.
Okay.
It's not super long, but it's kind of like mine.
So he takes it off, and his whole head is glowing at this point, and it's almost like hard to see. What I'd like you to do is go into your smarts dice, Brandon.
Yeah.
And would you kindly change that, please?
Okay.
To Now, there's going to be a 4 involved in this, I'm afraid.
Okay.
But it's going to be a D12 plus 4.
Oh, wow.
So would you please change that to being a D12
Wow.
plus 4?
Wow.
Let's just roll it for fun and see what happens.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's awesome.
All right. So your mind has been, the light subsides, and you're shaking and trembling. And it seems as if, the pounding in your head has subsided. Your hair is same as it was when you placed this mask on. But as you touch your face, the uneven leather-like surface of scars that you had on your face are completely gone.
And do I feel like I can breathe normally?
Yeah. Completely.
It's the first time I really breathed in the actual air that's unfiltered.
Yeah.
In a long time without having problems.
And you can Lady Serena, you would have seen his face, at least the bottom half, when he took his mask off. If not,
right, yeah. That was the first time she'd seen it.
That seems completely restored now. And as he looks at you, there is one other change.
Oh.
His eyes seem to be golden glowing sockets now. As if light was coming from them, a soft glow.
Cool.
A big smile comes across Lady Serena's face. She turns and she sort of shoves Longwalker the way that he shoved her when he shoved her out of the way earlier.
Sure.
And she looks at Longwalker and she says, "Have some faith, man."
And Longwalker just sort of ignores him and looks at Brandon. Are you okay?
I am beyond all things. And I'm looking around at the wilderness as I'm seeing it all for the first time. So I'm seeing a new way that I've never seen before.
So under your edges and advancements tab, would you please add in Drinker from the Well of Knowledge? And for now, you can put down increase smarts to D12 plus 4.
Oh. Oops.
So, Brandon, it seems like he will stagger to his feet and sort of, he's looking around with that, actually, the recent thing that's made the rounds is those people who put on the color blindness correction glasses. I don't know if you've seen the clips of these people who they get there's glasses that will correct color blindness, and they put them on.
Cool.
They're just
my dad is colorblind, so that's really interesting.
Oh man, there's one where it's a woman got it for her father, and if you want a distillation of pure joy of them looking around and seeing colors as they are and whatnot, it's a wonderful moment of humanity. And that's what I'm picturing this being like, is just this, you're just completely overcome by the splendor of what you're seeing around you.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Longwalker, just based on how you've described your things before, that the costs are not always apparent at first. So your suspicion often is not unfounded.
Yeah, I'm happy that there's, everything seems to have gone well. I'm still unnerved. I still don't think, hey, this is what a positive experience. We've wandered off to the woods and found a magical well, which, gave him knowledge. It's I don't know. It's against what he believes in, or the way he's sort of been feels and raised. It feels wrong.
And I immediately now understand exactly what they were both trying to do and why they were trying to do it. And I just turn to them and say, my friends, I understand. You were trying to save me, but you didn't need to. I have been saved by a force greater than any I could have ever imagined. This is a great boon to us. We shall reach our destination soon. Trust me. And I wander off.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say, let's head back.
What's up?
Lady Serena would say.
Yeah.
He paused. He muted his roll 20.
Yeah, she was saying I'm just going to mute him.
That was funny.
So Longwalker goes off to pee behind the trees now.
Yeah.
I was going to add something. I don't know if this is what you're thinking, George, but maybe there's a scene too where Brandon looks down at the ground at his old mask and then like turns and just walks away, leaving it there in the clearing. Or is he going to put it back on?
No, I think like we see him do that. We see him turn and look down. We're not sure what he's looking at. And he turns back around and he's heading away from camera. And then the camera just like tilts down and we find the mask lying there.
Yeah.
Never to be used again.
And
I love it.
I'm going to add one thing. So he is, we see that too. He's walking away in this golden light, beautiful sun dappled thing. But as we go in closer and closer and closer, it drops. So we see it through his old lens, which is dark and blue.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
So then you guys make it back to the Hog, thanks to Lady Serena's markings. And Brent, we've muted you in the hangout. Or in the meet, not in Roll20, because we don't... muting in Roll20 won't do anything. You need to unmute yourself there. That's all. So, what... when you guys head back to the Hog, this has been your... this will be the end of the day of travels. It almost unnaturally evening comes, and... Oh, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're back.
The evening came with a bang. Wow.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Let's see. We'll go through. What are the options for when I come on? There's a tone. There's hey, starter pistol. Good. Let's hear. So first off, Brent, you would have got another Benny as well too.
No, you should be at 3.
Yeah, you should be at 3. Then let's have you guys roll for the resources. Now, I think, is that the last thing I cut and pasted? Let's see here.
Yeah.
It is. Boom. So, we didn't use any ammo. Well, I mean, Long Walker did, but one shot. We won't make you roll for that, because I'm not that mean. Then we'll have, let's see here, food. George, why don't you roll food? Okay. Jeffrey, roll fuel. And you didn't repair anything, so Brent, roll water. Remember, you're rolling the dice and a d6.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Although you don't need to roll that, George. You already got a success there.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So, Jeffrey, you're going to roll a d4.
How do you do, like, 2 dice but not...
I was just going to ask that.
Good. I think you can, comma, separate them by a comma. Let's see here.
Oh.
I don't know. Let's find out. I'm guessing here.
I'm trying that too now.
Nope.
Okay, I did that with a plus sign.
Oh, the plus works. Yeah. I rolled a comma and it did nothing. Oh, they did roll a 6. So... Those who
do a plus sign, though, it adds them, right? And we don't really want them.
It does add them, but it does tell you what the 2 different rolls are.
What if you just roll?
We'll try a semicolon.
I'm sure right now
you rolled. Okay. Yeah.
Here, let's do this.
Nope, it doesn't like that at all. Interesting. Okay, whatever. Well, it worked.
That did not.
Although you put the R first, Jeff, instead of the slash. So maybe if you.
Oh. Right.
Yeah, /R.
Okay, that worked.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. So roll them, Well, wait.
No. Well, whatever. I'm sure someone is in...
Someone will tell us.
Yeah, we will hear from somebody.
The bottom line is I rolled a 4 on the first D4 of all the things. So
yeah.
It was okay.
So, in any event, you guys did... Yeah, as long as you all succeeded. What was your roll for a D4, Jeff? Oh, you rolled a 4. Yeah, so you're good.
Yeah, I rolled a 4 on
all right.
The first
So,
roll.
Yeah, you guys have a relatively uneventful evening. And wake up the next morning. So, then, next morning, let's take a look at our list O stuff going on here. All right. So, first off, let's make...
We made no progress, or we made 6 hours worth of progress?
Yeah, you made progress. You made 6 hours of progress, yeah.
Okay, good. I didn't know how much that might have distracted us.
No, well, again...
We had already gotten...
Time seemed to be... weird. Like, this was the end of... You guys would have traveled for 12 hours that day. You really shouldn't have had that much bright sunlight in the field, but, should have been a, disappearing.
Be a well in the field. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, so then let's have our... Brent, you are navigator. Would you kindly, for today's travels, would you kindly give us a navigator roll, please? Survival. Nice, and a raise. Nice. Excellent. So everyone gets +1 to their rolls. Brandon or Serena, you can roll next. We need a notice from you, Brandon, and we need a piloting from you. Excellent. Yep. And
piloting at +1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
success!
Oh.
Close one, but you got it. All right. So once again, you guys set on the hog. Let's see what is happening today.
Hopefully, no more creepy magic shit.
No, it's actually treasure.
Because Long Walker is still unnerved. He spent that whole night he's calm. He was a bit uncomfortable about being in that place.
Yeah, I mean, understandably.
Yeah.
What you guys see, it's just Long Walker has been sitting there staring out into the darkness and slowly starts shaking his head, and all he says is, "Nah."
Yeah, he might be sleeping with his sword and sword out.
Yeah.
I got some work I got to get done tonight, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to put the first season of True Detective on in the background.
There definitely is an element of that, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So, let's see here. Then, let me grab something here. So I think what you guys come across, and this will be, let's see here. Lady Serena, you're the pilot. Give me a D6 roll, please.
D6 roll.
Okay.
Once again, sticking to the...
Yep.
Keeping it interesting.
It's just flipping a coin that has one or the other. Okay, let me see here. Where is this? Yes, that's what I want. All right, so what happens is as you are coming to near the end of your next day of travel, let's maybe switch the background here as well. I'll get rid of I'll get rid of that card because we don't need it right now. Let's go to this one here again, because I'd like this one as well. Get rid of you guys here. Boom. Okay.
That's cool.
So
That's some nice lighting on that photo.
yeah, it's really cool. I think it was there's some really terrific photos of Kentucky you can find in the Google image search. As you guys are traveling through this stuff, I think what you suddenly find yourself nearing the end of the first bit of travel, and again, it's grueling travel. Like the fact that you're only able to get a certain distance every 6 hours is because of having to wind this thing around and over and hit dead ends and follow ravines for a bit and then get across them. But as you're traveling along, what you realize is what seems to suddenly appear out of this haze, in this late afternoon haze, is a large building.
Uh-huh.
And it's partially overgrown and definitely damaged, but it most certainly has a look to it of a old pre-Rifts structure. It has that high-tech element to it.
Mm.
Does it look like residential or industrial?
It's far too overgrown, and the high-tech stuff got to a certain point, I think, where it enters into that weird sci-fi phase where it sort of it could be, because it's sort of prefab and whatever, that it might be residential. From looking around, there's nothing else here. You haven't passed anything. This has really been imagine if, you looking at that photo, you went another 50 feet forward, and hidden by that light is this building.
And Kev, to be clear, were we on any kind of a trail or a path or anything that seems traveled, or does it feel like we could be the first ones to have stumbled on this in a long time?
Definitely. Well, one of the things that has happened over the hundreds of years since the Rifts is that not only was there cataclysmic changes in the very Earth itself, physically, in addition to the weird interdimensional stuff, the Earth has also dramatically recovered because of the infusion of magic. So, cities are that, those cheesy CG shows where they show this is 10 years post person, 100 years post person, whatnot. Imagine all of that happening in the span of a decade and then letting it sit for another 300 years.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to be clear because it dramatically affects how adamant Lady Serena is that we have to go check it out. And if we seem like we could be the first ones coming upon this in a century or 50 years or some
Most
huge
definitely.
number, then we're like compelled to check it out, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm in for checking out on foot.
Okay. So
Mhm,
you,
I'm down.
and Brandon?
Yep, I'm in. Definitely
right.
in. I have curiosity
Yeah.
for what this place is. Cannot stop me.
So then I think what we're going to do is we're going to try out, I've been using different rules, different salvage rules in this, but in the Empires of Humanity book, there is some suggestions of how you use quick encounters to sort of model this stuff, and that sounds fun.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Sounds cool.
So-
before we, sorry.
Go ahead, Brent, what were you saying?
I was gonna say before we go in, all like Long Walker is gonna use this scope to sort of like see if he can, just sort of do a long range scan of it, make sure it's.
He's just high. He does this shit with everything. He's like, man, check out this ladybug.
Yeah, he's just got his fucking scope on everything.
It's huge.
Lady Serena's trying to drive the vehicle, and he's like sitting near the back with his feet up, and he's like, "You're going too fast."
And then it's like using it to like burn a bug with the sunlight coming through.
Oh,
I could
man.
probably see him doing that. Like, if we're riding and it's in a non-combat situation, he did see something like cool. I could totally see him like getting a closer look by using, because that would be the only magnification system he has. And it's just like, oh yeah,
Guys, I can see a ladybug riding on another ladybug. All right.
Oh man,
Which is a wonderful contrast to just how fucking lethal he is in combat.
totally.
oh, look at that hummingbird.
These three characters are like somehow all the opposites of each other, even though there's three of them.
Yeah, they're like this perfect triangular amalgamation.
Oh, man. All right. So then here's what we're going to do, guys, is... So one person, we're going to try this is another mechanic that's in Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. It's a quick encounter. Basically, we're going to make skill checks, and then we're going to abstract everything that happens in this sort of looting with the one skill check. There may be consequences for failures. There may be consequences for fumbles in it as well. One character must roll notice to actively look for plunder, while the others may cooperate with their choice of skills. Depending on the circumstance, the DM GM should decide what is relevant in the current situation. For some examples are athletics to climb down elevator shafts, move rubble, pry open doors, swim through flooded basements. All of that sounds amazing. Common knowledge to puzzle out the layout of the ruins, where the most valuable loot should be located, persuasion to organize large dig operations, or survival to locate the find in even the wildest conditions. Common modifiers include the size of the find, and so there's modifiers if the find is larger or smaller than a 2-car garage. So I think I'll give you a +2 to it because it is larger, and whether the area may have been the target of previous salvage. So this is sort of a consolidation of the salvage rules that were in Savage Worlds, or the Explorer edition of Hell on Earth. I don't know why I said it like that.
So I understood what you meant.
Yeah.
So they have specific ways of adjudicating types of encounters. It's not just like for every quick encounter, just do this. It's it's this kind of encounter. Here's a different
quick encounters are like
modifiers.
If you want to do the scene. Let's say Princess Bride is a film I think a lot of people can have reference for. The fight between was it Rugo or who's the guy with the six-fingered man?
Yeah,
whatever his name is.
Christopher Guest character.
Yeah, Christopher Guest, exactly. So his fight with Inigo Montoya is for sure an action scene. Them running through the hallway, stabbing guys, as they're going and whatnot, you could run that as a quick encounter. Because there's consequences that could come from that. There's dramatic tension going on in that scene, but you don't need to spend the whole time, it's not really important for the purpose of the story to spend a lot of time there. So it allows you to abstract quick stuff. If you want to make it more of like, if the round by round sort of, exploration of something is of more interest, a dramatic task would be appropriate there. Count Rugen, okay, thank you. Yeah, so this
Cool.
is, yeah, and you can use it to model an awful lot of stuff. This could be, you know, anything that you would sort of like, all right, make one check and we'll just hand wave and describe from that.
Right. So it could be a battle, it could be a social encounter, it could be
Yep.
an exploration, it could be a chase, it could be whatever.
Precisely. Yeah.
Cool.
And then you can choose to engage the more detailed things if rules where you get like complications on clubs and stuff like that if you want to make it more involved. Like,
Interesting.
I would like, for instance, like I would use this to like, you know, get into a place and like unlock a door and get in if that's really all that the only really interesting thing that's happening. Whereas I would use dramatic tasks for disarming a bomb while you're fighting off enemies.
Got it.
Right?
Cool. That's great.
So here's what we're going to do, guys. Is you're going to make a check, and then each check is going to take 1d4 hours. Oh, increased by 1d4 for each multiple of. So I think this is going to be, let's say 3d4 hours. Let's give you some interesting stuff in here. But to make up for that, I am going to give you +2 to the roll for +2 more. So it'll be +4 for the +2 for the size and +2 for how remote it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and then what you do is you'll make a roll for each. Let's see here. For each, raise the player's score on their skill roll. Draw 1 card from the action deck. In the case of a failure, roll D10 on the trouble table in the Game Master's Handbook. Love it. In the case of a critical failure, something terrible like a mine collapse has occurred requiring a dramatic task to get everyone out in one piece. If successful, take the highest of the cards drawn from the action deck to determine the operation's find. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, okay. So
And there's literally one roll made by the group as a whole. So
no, each character.
each character.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And let me see if you're yeah, and then you cooperate with it. So I think that is, let me quickly check. That's essentially supporting, I think. So let's see here.
While you're clarifying these rules, Brent, are you 1 failure away from death, or are you 2?
2 failures away from death.
Okay, but it's still called whatever Kevin called it before?
Yeah. The burn. But the
No, but it's called like your last days or your...
Oh, my last call, yeah.
Yeah, your last call. Okay.
Although to make things cooler, the dice actually goes up as I get closer to death. So instead of rolling d6s, I'm rolling a d10 right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So my chances of dropping dice, I shouldn't say that because I'll roll on the next time I use it. Because we started this adventure at 4, and I went. I didn't use any last session, but I dropped from 4 to 2 in the first session.
Nice.
Okay. So let's do this. Why don't I guess first off, who wants to make the roll for notice? Because someone needs to make a notice roll to supervise this whole thing.
I'm not bad at notice.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Okay.
There we
So-
go with the-
Well, and you've got new
sorry.
golden eyes with which.
That's right. I'm using my golden eyes and my new view of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you point that out, Wonka kind of shudders a little bit. Like,
Oh my gosh.
It's fine.
All right.
It's fine.
So Brandon for sure has got a success and a raise. So I'm gonna give you 2 cards for this. Serena, what do you think? Or Longwalker, either of you guys can go next. What skill do you think narratively is going to fit? And I'll ask you to use different skills as well.
okay, I was thinking of using athletics for Longwalker because it's not. We found the place, so it doesn't involve survival. We're not sneaking, so I don't think I would use stealth or anything. But I'm big and strong, so I can help move out at everyone's directions.
Yep.
And since we had this sort of like little fallout, and I'm sort of not pushing things. I'm sort of not contested. I'm being more of a follower than a leader right now because of that conflict.
Okay.
So I'm being a bit more passive.
Sure. So why don't you give us an athletics check, please?
Okay, hopefully this works better than the well.
Nice success. You're going to get 1 card. And Lady Serena, what are you thinking?
I guess there's not like a way to. I mean, it's only from your list of skills, correct?
No.
Like, there's not a way to just use your attribute, or is there?
If you can give me a good pitch that wouldn't be covered by a skill, then yeah.
Like, I'm just mad. I mean, what's your where does your sort of cybernetic or your cyberknight stuff come from? Like, I imagine when she finds something like this, it's almost how Brandon was like the magical connection. She's almost thinking there's like a sort of a spiritual magical connection that she's looking for in this place. It's like I mean more like she's like exploring it.
So cyberknights are not like, there's not a religious component to it. Like their powers come from psionics, which is a discipline, and it's unlocking your mind kind of sciencey stuff.
Right, I guess that's more what I mean. Like, not necessarily like a religious way, but like she thinks that she's going to find the, sort of the ancient technology through like, I don't know, feeling the historical life force psychically of the building, or like trying to find, like, you know what I mean, like trying to feel it out with her mind more than like her eyes and ears. But like,
so like
cool.
the idea of like there being a like animistic, property to places and people and whatnot is very much part of the Rift world as well. So you could be like feeling the psychic echoes of whoever died here.
Right, exactly. Yep. Like if this is a hospital, like the ER room, or or if this is a room or a stronghold of some sort where a general would have been, like his room, his office, where there would be like this latent psychic signature of powerful decisions that were made there, or arguments that happened. Like so she's sort of feeling it out psychically.
Or, two people physically who died together holding each other in the cataclysm.
Exactly.
Right? Like it's so give us a psionics roll, please.
Is there a psionics?
That's your power you use to manifest your abilities.
Do I actually have it? Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Oh yeah, okay. Blind. Oh. Holy shit!
Yes!
Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh yeah, you can't use even a Benny in that.
No, you can't use a Benny in that.
That's what's great about the fumble. Is just it's always something interesting. So give us a D10 roll, please, Jeff.
I love this.
Yeah.
She's found something, all right.
1.
Again with the extremes.
It's crazy, man.
Jeff's dice completely defy space and time by having only 2 edges. Yeah. They are not 3-dimensional; they are 2-dimensional. All right, so we're going to reveal what happens as you guys are looking through here. So first, let's draw cards for. I'm going to go in reverse order here. So Long Walker gets 1 card, a 10 of diamonds. Brandon gets 2. Okay. And 1 and 2.
Oh, that's a
pretty
cool
good
looking card. Whether it's
I like the picture on it.
All right, so let's see here. So let's see. You got a 10. So what you find as you're looking through here, Long Walker, is actually 10's a really pretty good roll, or pretty good result. You find 10,000 credits worth of materials, and the diamonds tells us this is rare luxury, entertainment, art, or collectible items. So there's some like $10,000. You maybe it is, like, as you said, Serena, like there's you break into one place and it's undisturbed. Like you still, maybe it's to play up my corny sort of psychic thing. There's like a desiccated skeleton that's holding a picture, looking at a dust-covered photo or hologram of its family. And in that place, there's all these souvenirs and mementos and stuff like that make up this whole forgotten place. I'm picturing that this bunker is actually just the surface part of the, this structure is the surface part, and it leads down into a bunker. So you guys have used Long Walker as help scale down and help you guys get down into this place. And Long Walker, you find all the stuff, so you can put down. Do we have a sheet for party loot or not?
No, we do not.
Okay, let me do this.
I think this is our first major find.
Yeah, it's right.
We found a few hundred credits here and there, but nothing major.
Well, no, we did. You got the rifle and the and then
Yeah, like
the armor
bits of
at the same
equipment and
place.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and we kind of decided like divvied them up in the moment, so we kind of didn't.
Yeah.
keep, like,
Although I don't think
separate.
anyone did. We take the armor? I don't think. I think it's in the vehicle.
Okay, Jeff, I hope you appreciate this. This is the when I do a search for treasure in my images, this is what shows up.
Of course. It would only make sense for Badonk to manage the party loot.
Absolutely.
Right.
I'll keep an
As
eye
you
on
can
that
see.
stuff. Oh, you. All right. So what? And what that takes up is one cargo space of room in the hog, and I'll tell you how much cargo space you got available after, because that seems like a more Sophie's Choice-ish thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Brandon. What you find is 6,000 credits worth of military gear.
Oh.
Power production equipment, military gear, armor, reclaimable weapons. This isn't gear, this is scavenge stuff. Like, you could use this to try and repair.
Right.
I'd let you convert this stuff into dice of supplies by, I think, maybe 5,000 for one dice.
That sounds great.
So you could just stuff that stuff in there and keep 1,000 credits worth, but you can otherwise sell that for that amount.
Well, I'll leave it up to the group, but I would vote for that.
Okay, and that takes up one cargo space as well. And then this, the Ace, 2 cargo spaces worth of salvage goods, but each is worth double the normal value. Interesting. So that means with an ace, or ace of hearts, advanced materials, advanced medicine journals, technical schematics, academic books, or scientific manuals. Oh, I think that when Lady Serena sees this, maybe all you can think of is just like what's her name? Alicia. Like, Alicia would love this stuff, and it sort of hits you that, like, just how far it seems that you got to still go to get to her.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was imagining too, was like, this is, as much as this seemed important, as we're doing it, it's sort of like, that's what's hitting her, like, we're still so far away from her. I hope she's okay, like, and we've seen, like you said, like, little hints of old lives and whatnot, and it sort of keeps bringing her back to that.
I love it. So, and I think it's Lady Serena's that moment of memory and that emotional connection with the past is what is going to trigger what will happen next. But first, let me just tell you what.
Which is obviously very good.
Yes, which is that everyone lives happy ever after. Oh, you know what we're going to do? Oh, God, Dan. I love it. I love Savage Worlds so much. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Is as you... hold on. Let me quickly finish doing what I'm doing. Madison, stay on task. Jeez. Get distracted by stuff. All right, so the hog has... How much cargo space? Let's see. Oh, 1 mod of storage space capacity. Okay, got it. So I'm going to say that you have, because we haven't modified this really much, I'll give you 3 mods worth of empty space, because otherwise there has been like the gun put on it. Yeah. So 3 mods worth of, that means you have 3 units of cargo space. Brandon's, and what you guys found was 4 units of cargo space. So you've got the stuff that Longwalker found that is exotic items, that's worth just cash. So 10,000 credits of cash. You've got what Brandon found, which was weapons 6. And supplies of 6. Yeah. And then you've got one that's worth 2, which is the double the normal value. Hold on. Oh, and let's go ahead and roll Those hearts. 2d4, please, Brandon.
7.
Eesh. So that's 140,000 credits.
Okay.
I think Lady Serena quickly makes the decision to leave the sort of like basic treasure, like the luxury items and whatnot, like, and take the medical and technological stuff and the military stuff.
Okay.
Because we can convert the military into repairs, and
Mm-hmm.
the luxury items are just treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the materials are worth way more too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is
But
cool.
she's not even making that decision based on money. It's just
Necessity, yeah.
Yeah.
What's
And
more
the,
valuable? For her?
So the military gear, is that just spare parts, or could some of it, or did we find any fuel?
No fuel. That's just supply, spare parts.
Which is cool. It bumps our spare parts up to 10, D10.
Yeah, so it'll be 1,000 parts of the, what do you call it? Of still stuff to sell. That'll take up 1 cargo, and then you've also got the supply dice up.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, and then let me find something here.
We've had problems with not enough spare parts before, so
It's
it's definitely a boon to find. This is definitely it really is a treasure.
Yeah.
The only thing we just need to find the fuel. We're actually doing really good for food and everything but fuel.
Yeah, we'll have to find some. And we have some stuff to barter with, so maybe if we run into another group, we can do that.
Okay. So let's see here. I have an idea.
Oh.
Yeah, those are never good.
No, I've learned my lesson.
Where is?
Back to 30 seconds.
Yeah, I will too.
Okay.
I gotta. Oh, malfunctioning bladder. I'll be back.
That's what happens when you play with players over 40. Old man bladder. All right, this will give me plenty of time to find the horrible shit that they're going to see in here, though. So that is never a bad thing. Let's see when we come back on this. Nope, not that. Nope, not that. How about this? Yep, that'll work. All right. So...
Oh. Made everybody thirsty.
Yeah, well, I think everyone's going to the washroom.
You get to a certain age.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is what, playing with players over 40, you really got to, account for...
Or 50, even. Just a little bit shocking, and I keep being reminded by people as if it's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. So then, guys, what we see is as you're sort of looking through this material, we can picture you've sort of started packing up everything. Serena, Lady Serena, you quickly make the decision. I'm picturing that you found the supplies that Longwalker found first, the sort of like keepsakes and whatever that you might be able to sell for some treasure. And you're in the midst of sort of unloading stuff, and you find yourself down in the main area, like sort of the main layout of the structure. Maybe back in that room where you've emptied out most of the books, and one of the books that falls to the ground, these are actual books too. Like, this is something that is outlawed by even electronic format is outlawed by the Coalition. If you grew up in the Coalition states, this would have been outlawed completely. You could go to prison for, if not life, then for a substantial period of that. And that's even if you were lucky enough to be able to come across the printed word. So you pick up this thing, and I think that it's actually something that Alicia had actually either read to you or had encouraged you to read.
Mm.
You know, I mean, it's a cliche, but I'm thinking Don Quixote.
Yeah, cool.
You know, and you're just looking at this book, and because you've left yourself open to sort of the psychic manifestations of this place, you can feel through almost like a psychometric kind of connection the you know, centuries of devotion and joy that this thing has brought.
Yeah.
You know, and mix up, because I mean, it's not exactly a happy story either. So like there's the full wave of human experience sort of comes from this thing. And the others are in another room sort of collecting their stuff when you can see there's a bit of a light in the corner of this now empty room. The empty bookshelves with some stuff falling on the ground. And you think you can see there's a figure standing there that was not there before.
Oh. Well, I will approach the figure.
Okay, so you start approaching the figure, and as you take a step towards it, it drifts out into the light. And this is what you see.
Wow.
And I need you to give us a fear check at... I'm going to give it minus... I think -2, because you've opened yourself up so wide to the psychic impressions here. And this is something that died in... or someone who died in terror. So that's a spirit check, Jeff. At minus...
you roll spirit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not on here. Is it on the...
Oh,
First one? Oh,
interesting.
Yep.
I like that mixed result.
definitely.
Yeah, me too.
I think that like the mixed result is like a wave of fear sort of like just begins to hit her, and then it kind of just immediately like kind of turns to anger.
Yeah. And I think what happens is this thing gestures towards you, and its hair is drifting around as if it was underwater. And you can start to... you're starting to have a hard time breathing. You feel like as if you were choking on water. Would you give us a vigor check, please? And I think you guys hear the sound of a heavy hardback book drop to the ground. So both of you sort of look over, and you can see this thing through a big, partition window. You can see this thing moving towards, and each of you looks, and there are others that are drifting out. What we're going to do, guys, is model the reason I said I love Savage World so much, because we're going to model your escape as a chase.
Cool.
Okay. Now, we will... Let's see here. Brent, are you paying attention?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm right here.
Okay. Because I can...
He's just very calm.
Well, I can see when someone's when looking at something different on the computer because the light on their face changes.
No, I'm right here.
Okay. All right. So here we go. So chases, what we're going to do... Let's see here. How long are we going to make this chase? Let's make it 100 years. No. So this is going to be a foot chase. And...
Yeah, they're back in the old town.
I need an extra card or extra deck here. So what I'll do is, boom, bring in a second deck.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to keep the Unquiet Dead here. And I think I'm going to give you guys a one point head start, except for Lady Serena, who's actually going to be engaged with one of these things. So what that means is that the increment is 5. So if you've got, it'll be 5 inches in a foot chase. Okay. So let's do this. Let's do 1. The things you want to keep an eye out for is when you are on clubs. Clubs mean that there is a complication in that. Let's set out 9 maybe, and we'll see how we get through this. Okay, 3.
So these are represent the steps of this chase.
Exactly. We abstract it out. So then what we're going to do is move your characters. I'm going to make your tokens a little smaller to be a little more manageable here.
Cool.
But yeah, then what you'll do is each round, each of you will make a athletics check. If you're going to be running, you get to do that for free, and then you also get to take an action. If you choose to do nothing but beat feet, you get a +2 to your check. So Brandon and Longwalker would be in here, and Lady Brent will be there. Let me finish filling this thing out. So, like, what we would say is that the next round is part of the collapsed, a hallway or whatnot, or maybe like some of them come out of the walls, and you have to double around and whatnot. So you have to make a on top of your chase progress roll and whatever action you choose to take, you will have to make a make a athletics check with a penalty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we go.
So that each card represents a leg of the journey to get out.
Exactly. Yeah. So what if you're starting in a like I didn't plan it, but it works out this way quite nicely. where because of where you guys are starting, and let me put where the unquiet dead are. Put them right here. Wah. All right. So currently, Longwalker and Sure-Shot, you are one away now. What I'm going to have as a complication, I think, is going to be another of these things manifest as you run past. So it'll be, you guys can tell me narratively how you want to avoid that choking thing, but it's what I think you get the rush of Serena as you connect with this thing, is that when this whole bunker collapsed and whatever else, there was a malfunction with the sprinkler system, and everybody here drowned. So this was supposed to survive. There's medical supplies here. There's military supplies here. There's whatever else. This was supposed to be something that was to survive an apocalypse. And unfortunately, that is a mishap with the sprinkler system caused them to all die. Which means that you guys get to have this here as well. So here's what we do. Now we also draw cards. And then we go through the actions as you take them. And what happens on your the suit that you get on your action card when you're on a complication will tell us what happens when if you fail.
Right.
So,
okay,
let me show you. Okay, so here, Lady Serena, I'm just going to put your big cards. So it'll be a totally different card, so it'll be easy to tell what your action cards are. You're there. Brandon, you got a 9, and Longwalker. Okay. All right, so what this tells us is because Brandon and Longwalker are on a complication, Longwalker, yours is you will be bumped back to the beginning. So if you fail, then something's happened that'll put you back to the beginning of the chase. So maybe it would be like you race up a set of stairs that break off the wall and drop you next to where Brandon is currently. Okay. And then spades treat as... Oh, same thing. Exact same thing with clubs and spades.
Okay.
Eesh. All right. Then we now just go in the order. Oh, let me draw for the ghosties. Ghosties with the mosties. A 2. All right. So anyone spending action points or bennies to get new cards?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm going to start off this chase right.
All right. Brandon. There you go. So 4.
All right.
You're still acting for them, but no complication for you. Or no, diamonds.
I'll take it.
Diamonds. Oh, here's the difference. If you got a clubs, it's -2 to your complication roll.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So diamonds also a -2. So you can take the better of those two. Spades is the better one, no penalty, but it's a critical failure. So here, honestly, it's the same results because you're not that far into the chase.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So
I'll do the same thing. I'm just curious.
Yep.
So I spent a Benny.
Nope, I just did the wrong thing. Wrong dice. Wrong deck. Here you go. 7 of hearts, which would be bumped. So same thing. No penalty, bump. That's a better result. You're not taking a -2.
Okay.
Okay. So then, if no one else is spending points, we're starting with Brandon. So first thing, Brandon, is there is a complication, and what's happening is this thing comes out of the floor, drowning and like sort of surging towards you. They don't get to act yet to try and get you to choke. So what would you like to do? Now, your options are, you always get to make an athletics check to try and advance. Because there's a complication, you're going to need to make some kind of action to avoid these things. And you can also take an action. If you choose not to take an action and just beat feet, you get +2 to your athletics roll.
I think I would try to dig into my understanding of the occult and see if there's a sign or a symbol I can make that maybe will make them, back up for a bit to give me some room to get past.
Yeah. So why don't we do this? So let's do your action first. So go ahead and give us an occult roll.
Okay, here we go. Am I at a penalty, a -2?
No, because
you're doing 2 things. Okay.
Oh, hold on. If what you want to do is try and figure something out, and then if you are successful, use like spell casting to kind of create a ward.
No, I was just trying to continue moving.
Well, the thing is, I'll let you do that. You always get to move as well.
Oh, okay, great. Then I will just make it a straight occult roll. Here we go. No modifiers.
Fucking amazing! Shit. This is not your first time dealing with unquiet spirits. So, like, without batting an eye, like, all right, no. You chose to use the 9, right?
Yes.
The spades gives you. If you want to follow, I'm on page 116 of the core rulebook.
Okay.
Or I'm looking at complications. Actually, everyone's got it now.
One?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So that's where I'm getting what the complications are.
Yeah. So the spades. Right. And
I'm doing it wrong. So it's if you draw a club, then we look at the area. That's what tells us. Sorry, guys, I had that backwards. So that would have been a better result for you, Brent.
Okay.
And so you would not have had to draw that whatsoever, Brandon.
Okay.
Yeah, I fucked up. Sorry about that.
No, that's great. As long as it's good for me, I'm happy. You can fuck up as much as you want.
So then...
that's great. Okay, cool. Got it. Yeah, so I will do my signs and symbols in the air to kind of like...
Well, here's the thing. So because I fucked up, there's actually not something there right now. So what you know is that if you do come across one of these things if you draw a club as your action card, then you can use your spellcasting to ward. That'll be your way of keeping these things at a distance.
Great.
Now give us a athletics check, please.
Not so great at that. Here we go. Yeah, see?
It's a fumble.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right, so I think what happens is maybe like you are looking around trying to find a way up. We see you in fiction could look over and like, aha, this is the way. And then as you take a step forward, there's like a graded railing, or not graded railing, but like a graded floor, kind of metal corrugated floor, gives way, and you drop back to being where Lady Serena is in this chase.
Okay. Yep. Cool.
All right.
Yeah, that's great.
So then, next up will be Longwalker. What are you doing, Longwalker?
Kicking in my juicer system. So I guess if it's like the first round, I won't have uncanny reflexes or the hand speed and all that, or what's it called, the quickness.
Yep.
Okay. So both people are sort of back and trapped.
They've fallen back a little bit, and you can see one of these, or a couple of these things are like, and drifting towards where Brandon and Lady Serena are.
Okay. I will try. I do like athletics, and I'll take a multi-action penalty to see if I can pull them both forward and away from those guys.
So you'd actually have to move back to them then. You're not going to be able to make a roll to advance then.
Okay.
Hold on. No. Because you're falling back and then you're drawing them up. Yeah, I'll let you do that. So Brent, give us a 2 athletics checks. And first one will be Brandon. Second one will be Lady Serena. Just because that's how the order you guys are on there.
Okay. And I'll do them at -2.
Yes, please.
Okay.
So first one is Brandon.
Oh.
You want to spend a Benny to reroll that?
Crit.
Are you allowed to reroll that?
Yeah.
Well, it's not a crit. Yeah,
it's not a fumble.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not a fumble, right? Because it's actually, yeah.
Do you want to spend a Benny to reroll that, Brent?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I've still got 2 left.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me go 1. Okay. Let's try that again.
Here we go.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
Now that one is a fumble.
Yep.
I'm rolling a D10 and a D6 and I can't get anything higher than 1.
That's awesome.
So, Brent, we know that you're gonna. So you try to go back, and I think it's not that your character is not capable. It's like we sort of see you jump forward and smash through this thing, try and get to Lady Serena, who's gripping at her throat, trying to breathe. But when you hit the ground, it's just like what happened to Brandon. Like it gives way, and you fall down into this like stagnant pool of water. And you're not going to be able to make your other action because of that fumble. So then, Lady Serena, what are you doing?
Okay, so Lady Serena, she's sort of choking, and then you see she's going to manifest her Psi sword. And you said I could do something to make it even bigger or mightier?
Spend 1 ISP to make it mega damaging?
Yeah, and I imagine that it's like also like almost like it's like, you know, normally it's a long sword and now it's like a great sword.
Sure.
It's like
flaring with power.
It's huge, and I think that she wants to she's sort of wielding it now between her two allies that have fallen down where she is.
Well, one of them is beneath. They're both beneath you now. We know Longwalker's fallen down into some puddle of water below him, and Brandon is near you. But what are you thinking? Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to brandish it between the unquiet spirits and all of us to sort of, like, ward them off, like, almost intimidate them, like, well...
Yes. So here's what it's going to be.
Like, I have a weapon that can hurt you, so, like...
Yep, so here's what we're going to do is, this will be a test that you're using for your action. You can choose to try and advance as well, too, or are you sticking back with your allies?
I'll stay back. And stay between them.
Sure. So then give us a, I think a fighting check.
And it's also because I feel like I may have caused this.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah, that makes total sense.
I
mean, I for one blame you, but
yeah. What does this do again? Character rolls a second.
So that's only in combat. We're not in combat. This is a test.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just reading it. I didn't remember what it did.
No, that's okay. That's a great edge, though.
It is.
Awesome. Okay, let me roll for these things. They are extras. I rolled a nat 1. So they... this manifestation of your emotional and will definitely hits them. Because I fumbled, I'm going to make them shaken. So they're going to have to try and recover next round.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Awesome.
So then on their turn, I need to roll to see if I can unshake.
Might have bought us a turn.
So you are not choking anymore, but I do unshake.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I need is for a long walker, you're seeing like you're splashing around in this water, and you're seeing these faces as you look around. They're like maybe a foot below the surface and have some luminescence to them. So picture being in pitch black water with these eerie faces appearing beneath you. I need Longwalker, Lady Serena, and Brandon to each give us a vigor check, please.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to burn through this too.
Okay. His heart explodes.
Jesus. He must have really been afraid.
He goes like this, and then like just blood hits the camera.
I got a 12.
It's gonna be one of those things that's unexplained. People will be talking about that scene for you. Like, I think that the monsters exploded. Like, no, I think he just fucking his head exploded.
Exactly.
Yeah. The inscrutable filmmaking of Mr. Van Derm.
I made it with 2 raises though.
That's ink. So yeah, you are not affected by this shit. Like you start I think swimming away from this. All of you guys are managing, maybe partly because of Lady Serena's psychic connection here. You're keeping these things at bay, and it does not affect you guys. All right, so then next round, let's see here. Longwalker, you got quick now, right? Joker.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Everybody gets a Benny, and
yes.
Longwalker,
Wow.
you have +2 to whatever your actions are this round.
All right.
Brandon, an 8.
Oh, so I didn't use my Benny from last turn actually because I didn't need to use it.
That's
right. So I'm actually at 5. Okay.
This run now
Cool.
because you drew a club. Now we look at what that thing is. So because it is a spades, it would treat as a critical failure. So I'd probably make you roll for bumps and bruises. You may get fatigue from this thing.
Okay.
Okay, and then the unquiet spirits get a 6. Anyone spending bennies to get a new card?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I'm pretty happy with my card.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
King, nice. King Conan, I love that card.
That's awesome.
Lady Serena, you're going to be acting after the spirits. Did you want to spend a benny to get a new card?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Lady Serena, you're Queen of Clubs.
Oh, wow.
So interesting combo. It means you are going to be acting before them, but you'll be facing a complication. So,
Nice.
Long Walker, because you drew the Joker, you get a choice of when you're acting. Do you want to act first, or do you want to let someone else go?
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can scramble back up the stairs and maybe help them out.
Sure. So then let's do this. Now, are you going to take the multi-action penalty to helping them as well?
Yeah, because that would cancel from the benefit of the Joker, right?
Exactly, yep. So go ahead and give us 2 athletics checks. And what I'm going to do, Brent, is I'm going to treat it as you supporting each of them.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead.
All right, and I'm going to throw my burn die in this. I'm ready to roll. We're in a life-threatening situation, so
yeah.
roll 1. Jesus, fuck.
You want to spin a Benny?
No, I got my burn die. Oh!
Oh, no! Oh, my God! Holy shit! His head really might explode.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's try the other. I actually might die on this next roll, but let's see what happens.
So
It sounds like we're making a trauma movie.
No.
apparently.
So you're actually that's right. Use your burn dice. So you're adding it to both rolls. But here's the upside. You're rolling a D12 now, Brent.
I know. My luck on. If you looked at my past few rolls, there's a whole lot of ones.
I do appreciate you giving me the excuse to roll. Look at that, 18.
Wow.
18 with a raise. All right. So here's what I'll give you, Brent, is give me a really badass description of what it looks like as you come out of that water. You go racing, and leaping around one place to the next to grab these guys. And then if you give me a badass description, I will give you a Benny.
Okay, so what happens is he's down, and he just the chemicals kick in. They kick in on overload, and he bounces off the wall, sort of he pulls himself up, and while he's doing that, he uses the jolt of extra strength and vigor. And not only does he go, he manages to super strength and throw them up. So he sort of jumps and is tossing them up as he goes up. Awesome. And then if there's anything to stand on, he's bouncing off a wall or a box or the banister and just leaping himself over after
Awesome.
them.
All of that sounds great.
Because of the strength of it, I overload the system.
Yep.
And
I'm just telling you, I'm a race car, and you got me in the red. So go ahead and give us a athletics check now, too, please. Please, not please.
Another one?
Yeah, because this is you advancing. This is to see whether you advance. You always get a chance in a chase to also make... If this was a vehicle chase, you'd be rolling driving. If this was a dogfight, we'd be rolling piloting.
And I guess I'll use my burn for this as part of that same round, so I'm going to say, it's all the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so just don't roll a 1. So you get a raise. So here's what happens, Brent. You're going to go 2 ahead.
Mm.
So we see you pulled up hurry up, you guys. All right, so I think the order, did we do Brandon, then Lady Serena? That's how we said before? Right? For bonus?
Yes.
Okay, so then Brandon's going to get +1, and Lady Serena, you're getting +2 to your athletics check to advance here. Wow. Next up will be Brandon. What are you doing?
Okay, so I'm not experiencing a complication this time. They're coming at me. I see that Lady Serena is holding them off with her, not only her sword, but the strength of will.
Yep.
But I see that Long Walker has taken off like a shot.
Yep.
And I'm almost pulled along with him. So I just realize I got to run.
Okay.
So I'm just going to run. So I'll take a +2 to my athletics.
Yep, and that's in addition to the +1 from him. So you got +3 to your roll.
So +3. Here we go. Come on.
Nice.
7. All right.
Notice how I didn't say out loud what could possibly go wrong.
I appreciated that.
Yeah. All right. So Brandon, you start. What do we see as you start scrambling up or across and through this complex to get to the way out?
I think that I'm sort of scrambling, and like obviously it's kind of wet and slippery, etc. And my eyes, which have this like sort of soft golden glow, have started to intensify. And they're glowing because these things are like, he knows that there's these, unquiet spirits that he might have to deal with. And he has figured out a way to deal with them if he has to.
Yep.
So his eyes are getting ready to face them, one-on-one if he needs to.
Awesome.
Scrambles.
All these blackened things. And you guys all have like, shoulder-mounted lights or something like that are illuminating because there's no lights on in this place.
Right.
All right. So Lady Serena, I have been thinking, and I think what your complication might be is to build on what you said before, the psionics. It's you, like, these things are like fully trying to press in on you to break your will. So you're going to make a psionics check at -2 to reflect the complication.
Okay. So, okay.
And then you can take your action, and then you can make an athletics check. Fucking beautiful. Yeah.
Now, can I do that
Awesome.
in either order, or do I always have to move last? Can I move?
No, you can
first?
move. You can do either one you want.
Okay, I want to attempt to move first.
Okay, so then
before I
that
take
means
my
you're going to
action.
get a +2 from Long Walker, but no other modifier. Give us an athletics check.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Nice.
So yep. Likewise,
She
you're
steps away, and then I want to use my psychic power of empathy to try to connect with these things, to let them know, like, even though I showed them a weapon that can be used against them potentially, that we meet, I'm trying to like connect with them emotionally, like, we're not here to hurt you, we're not here to.
Yeah. So what is your empathy? Can you click on it? Can it display in?
Is there a way to broadcast it before I roll it?
If you click on the edits mode, I think you can click on it and it'll display in chat.
Oh, like if you click the wrenches?
The gear, sometimes.
Oh.
Or, if there's any kind of like little bubble,
No.
like speech bubble.
Let's see here. Let's see here.
I don't
Powers.
see a speech bubble.
Yeah,
There is a
do
speech
that.
bubble. There it is.
Yeah,
Oops.
there you go.
I accidentally clicked it twice.
that is okay. All right, so let's see here.
Like, technically what it does is it gives me a bonus on intimidation, persuasion, performance, or taunt.
No, I love that. Okay, so here's what I'll let you. I think we're gonna treat it like a test as well too. So this time it is. So first, give us a psionics check to activate this thing.
And so I can just roll on. I just click on cast there, and it'll do it, or what?
Yes, that's right. Also, you can give yourself a Benny because that is an extremely cool way of using that power.
Totally.
Yeah. All right, so you're successful. So you opened up your, rather than recoiling from these things, you actually open yourself up more to them. Why don't you give us a, let's see here. So you get +1 from this. Give us a persuasion at +1.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to intimidate them.
Yeah. And you can include the other shit like your attractiveness and whatnot. Yep.
Awesome.
Again, we've already established this is a Michael Bay thing. Attractive people have good things happen to them.
Exactly.
Oh, whoa, that was close. With
All right. So what you've done is they're going to have because of the wave of positive emotion that's hitting them, they're just confused. You can choose to make them, do you want to make them more susceptible to something you do next time, so they'll be vulnerable, or do you want to make them distracted, where they're going to get -2 to their actions?
I'm going to make them vulnerable because I think I'm going to hit them with this again and try to like break their spirits of trying to kill us.
Yep, love it. Okay, I think what I'll do is I'll make that like a dramatic task nested inside this. If you get a certain number of successes, you will make these things go to rest.
Cool.
Okay, so and I'll count that towards it as well. Well, actually, do you want the choice? Do you want to count that towards it, or do you want them to be?
No, I want to open them up to be.
Open them up to it. Okay, so then they're distracted right now. All right, so then on their turn, I'm going to roll for them first. Let me get rid of that card.
It's almost like the first contact is just to even open the possibility of communicating to them.
Yep, I love that. Okay, so first is they're going to try and advance. So they do advance. These things are where Lady Serena and Brandon are. You can see these things are sort of stepping out of the walls and coming up from the ground. And again, like it's men, it's women, it's kids, and they all seem to be as if drowned, you know. And horribly, you're seeing their faces and such now, not just like the shrouded in shadow that we see in the illustration. And they are still now. I would like both Brandon and Lady Serena to give us vigor checks, and I'll let you. They're vulnerable, so you're not really targeting them. So it's just a vigor check, no penalty.
Okay.
So go ahead, each of you guys. Incredible roll with Brandon. Yeah, both of you guys, no problem. All right, then, guys, that is the end of that pass. See the next one here. We'll do Long Walker first because he just gets a crap ton of dice. All right, I'm guessing an ace is good enough for you.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
That is a club, though, which means you're going to get a complication.
Yeah.
You live with that?
I suppose.
I suppose. Nice. We'll see. All right,
I just can't live with a 1 on a...
Joker again?
On a burn dice.
Yes!
Ooh, interesting.
So you get, everyone gets a Benny, and Lady Serena, you get another +2 to all your actions this round. Oh, but they got Ace of Spades. Currently, Lady Serena gets the choice of when she's moving, and you get +2, but otherwise, other than you, they will be going first. So, Lady Serena, do you want to go before them?
Oh, this is tough. Yeah, I think I will go first.
Okay.
And,
remind me to shuffle after this, too. I forgot to do that last time.
What happens if you don't shuffle?
Oh, it just means that you guys won't see another Joker until I exhaust the deck. I'm supposed to...
I see.
When a Joker comes up, we finish drawing for everybody, and then I'm supposed to shuffle the deck and then start over again.
So that there's still chances to get Jokers.
There's always a chance to get 2 Jokers, yeah.
Cool.
So...
Got it.
I think that what she does now is she wants to show them that she's not here to harm them or cause problems. So she's actually going to deactivate her sword and put it away.
Okay.
Like show them that she's...
Yep. So that's going to be a free action. And if you're... I'll give you... Depending on what you're trying to do, you might be getting a +1 to whatever your subsequent action on top of the +2 you get from drawing a Joker.
And then I think she's just going to... I don't know. I guess when she's like... She's trying to speak to them psychically, so she's probably not saying anything out loud.
Yep. It's 80s over voicing.
Yeah, totally.
I don't want to hurt you. I want to be your friend.
And I think that what she's going to say is we're sorry for disturbing you.
Yep. Okay. So why don't you give us... This will be working towards your goal of putting them... giving them a rest. Give us a persuasion check at +3, please. No, sorry, +4 because of your empathy.
Ooh, nice.
So that is 2... Yep, that is 2 steps towards these things. Then, are you still running as well?
I will retreat. Like I won't like necessarily like sprint, but she's still like moving away from them.
Yeah. So give us an athletics check.
Yeah.
See how far you advance here.
Athletics. And this is +2 from the Joker as well?
It is, yeah. Yeah, Jokers are awesome. 2!
Wow.
So you actually get further towards the exit than what Long Walker even is. All right, then next up is them on an Ace of Spades. So they are going to both try and affect Brandon. I need a vigor check from you, and then I'm going to try and advance and affect Long Walker. Okay. I do advance.
Excuse me.
5 on the die.
No problem.
Die.
Maybe your wards you're putting up are keeping them at bay. Yeah. And then
I'm putting up little symbols. I'm like tracing little symbols in the air as I go.
Yeah.
And there's like little traces of gold.
Love it.
Yep. Like left in the air, like and then they dissipate.
Excellent. Long Walker, I need you to give us a vigor check, please. No modifier. I want to burn. No. All right. Yeah, no problem. So you,
the way I want to go, he might go out, but I don't want to go out of him like having a heart attack, running away from ghosts.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So what happened in your Savage Rift session? George had a drink, and Brent's guy died running from ghosts.
It's just too much for his heart.
All right. So
wait, how long did you play? 20 minutes?
Yeah.
No.
No.
So I think your complication. Yeah, exactly. 4 hours. So you're up next here, Long Walker, but you are going to have a complication. You're on hearts, which is, let's see here. The complication, what's it, 131? Did I? No. I lied. That's fear. Dramatic task. Chassis. Here we go. Hearts are... Ooh, you'll be knocked back by 1. So I think, Brent, what... let's make it an athletics check. You're not taking a modifier, just an athletics check you need. And I'm picturing this is just like some of these are blocking your way. As you're running through these corridors, you're like, oh, shit, not this one. Oh, shit, not this one. So this is just trying to see if you can outrun them.
Okay. Nope.
Okay, so unfortunately, you're having to double back quite a bit in order to do this. Now you get your action.
Okay. Can I use notice to see if I can find a shortcut back to where I was? If I've noticed one when I was running past it, like an open hallway.
Yeah. So I mean, like, you don't need to make a roll for that, Brent. If that's what you're doing, I'm just trying to see here. If you,
or maybe it's like, oh, I've got to use athletics to like jump down a stairwell as opposed to like run down it. I just like fuck it, I'm jumping the whole flight or something like that.
I'm just trying to see if you actually get to act after a complication. Let's see here. So I think you still get to act here.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So then, what we're going to say, Brent, is that makes, I love that narrative flourish. You don't need to roll for that. That just means you're focusing solely on trying to move. You'll get a +2 to your athletics check.
Okay. So, and it's on top of the +2 from the Joker?
You did not get a Joker. You had
it's only the first one gets it. Yeah, we got it.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although I appreciate you trying to spend your action to gaslight the DM. You suck, Kev. I mean, you've erased it now, but...
I'm just not used to having Jokers coming up in combat, so this is, I think, my first time.
Go ahead and give us a athletics at +2. You don't need to put the plus sign in. There we go. Come on, Long Walker. Yes. All right. So you're able to, you sort of find yourself doubled back, and you're like, God damn it! And you sort of remember a shortcut. You're like, forget. And we see maybe you like burst through a drywall wall, and you're back to where at least you started. Then it is Brandon. What are you doing, Brandon?
So having seen, first of all, Long Walker's taken off, and I'm behind.
Yep.
There's these spirits. They're kind of in my way because they're sort of a little bit ahead of me. But having seen that Lady Serena kind of seem to try to commune with them, like withdrawing her blade, etc.
Yep.
He doesn't want to harm these creatures or bear them any ill will, so he's just going to try to make a dash for it.
Awesome. All right. So then go ahead and give us a athletics check, please. +2.
And I get +2. Yeah, great. Yep. Excellent. Here we go. Yes.
Awesome.
Nice.
So, you go racing up, and you are caught up to them. And, of course, all of this is happening simultaneously as we
right,
go, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. So then next round. Oh, hold on. Kev, don't forget to shuffle the frickin' deck.
Right.
Call. Okay. And then let's shuffle this deck. Here we go. And here we go. All right. So, Long Walker's first up here. Nope, not a 4. 4 won't do it. How about a 3? Nope, that won't do it either. How about a 3? Won't do it either. We're going to be here a while,
the whole
guys.
deck. We're definitely getting a Joker.
The rest of the session.
Joker.
9. There we go.
Okay.
9 of diamonds. All right.
Yeah.
Brandon. 2. Okay.
Ooh.
Lady Serena.
Just before you... Oh, sorry. I'll let you deal the whole thing, and
Oh,
then
sure.
I will spend a Benny
To reroll, yeah.
Yeah.
They're on a 2, and they get a complication.
Oh, interesting.
I think what their complication is the resonance of the conflicting emotions that Lady Serena is bringing up in them. I want to make a spirits check for them as they're trying to fight against this. Now, does anyone want to spend a Benny to get a new action card?
I am, yeah. I'm down to 4 Bennies now.
Okay. Queen.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
Nice.
Lady Serena? No?
No, I'm fine.
You're good? All right. First up is Brandon. What are you doing?
I just feel like at this point, considering everything that's going on, we have to escape. So I'm going to take the +2 and make an athletics roll.
Please do.
Here we go. Dashing for the exit. Yes.
Awesome.
Oh, man.
So the Joker is one of the most interesting complications because it can bump you back even further. The Joker is the shaft. The last one is you making your way up the shaft to get out.
Cool.
But that is fantastic. Yeah, you're making very good progress towards the exit. Next up will be Long Walker. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna take the +2 and just book it as fast as I can. I'm pretty fast. I think that's my best way out.
Okay, go ahead. Here we go. Come on.
Come on, let's see what I can do.
Long Walker. 1 up. Not bad. You could spend a Benny to re-roll that if you like.
Should I?
Remember, you take the best of the 2 as long as you don't roll a fumble.
Sure, what the hell?
Note the fine print.
Yeah. Fine, exactly.
and look back at the list of our rolls.
You take the best of the 2 as long as you don't fumble. Okay.
I'm hoping I get this. Okay, so here's to not fumbling.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, come on.
I mean, you do have a decent chance of...
Holy smokes. Yep. So, Long Walker, having burst through that door, you're just like, and pum, 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 pum. We sort of see you smashing, Dwayne The Rock Johnson style through a bunch of doors, leap up some stairs, and you're not far behind where Brandon is. Lady Serena, you're up next. What are you doing?
Okay, Lady Serena is going to use her boost trait to boost her spirit even higher for these coming rounds.
Okay. To boost her spirit or her... Like, do you mean that literally or do you mean that figuratively?
Well, it says to raise your attribute or skill, right?
Yes, yeah. But what I mean is your spirit, because you haven't been using your spirit skill, you've been using your persuasion.
Oh, yeah, I guess I would technically be my persuasion.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it. So you're almost
what
like...
I keep forgetting in this system is that it's your attribute and your skill are connected but separate in a way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird in that way.
So,
okay, so I cast this.
Please do. Go ahead. Come on. Oh, so close to a raise.
Yeah.
Okay. You could spend a Benny to re-roll if you wanted.
Yeah, I got so many. Let's do one reroll.
Fuck yeah.
Nice. Come on.
Let me just change this Benny number. There we go. Recast. Boost.
Okay.
Still, 7's not bad.
Yeah.
So your persuasion is whatever 1 dice higher. If you go into the editing of the sheet, you can click on the cog next to the skill, and it'll give you an option to temporarily boost it by 1 dice.
Oh, how do you... Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I see it.
And then it sounds like that's your action.
Yeah, and then she's going to move.
Yep, give us an athletics check.
Oh, so you say boost 1 step?
Yes, please. Yep.
Exactly.
Oh, I lost Brent. Brent, did you turn your camera off or what?
I had enough of him.
Did we lose Brent altogether?
He froze on the hangout.
Oh my god, Longwalker died, guys.
Yeah, no, he burned himself out.
And she's going to use athletics to move 1.
Come on, here we go. Come on.
Where? Hopefully.
Yep.
Maybe 2.
2.
Oh,
fantastic.
And she's going to say to the spirits, follow me.
Okay.
She's trying to draw them. She's trying to draw them out of the facility potentially.
Yep. I love that. Go ahead.
Oh, that's good.
Free.
Yep. Now, because I know Jeff has a hard stop at 6. I'm actually gonna drop. Boom. 2 of these out.
2 more hours.
Yeah. So give us a persuasion check.
Here we go.
Come on.
Come on.
With a raise.
Nice.
So that's 4, because you got to raise in the last one too, and they're already getting a complication. I think what happens, guys, we don't need to finish this chase, because as you guys get there, you can hear the sound of things like smashing and banging around, and we see you guys, Long Walker's obviously the first one up there, but then dragging you guys up, quickly. Maybe there's like a what do you call it, a wheel at the top or whatever, a pulley at the top. And you guys are grabbing on one side, and with Long Walker's strength, he's just yanks, and you guys zero up, and then he sort of does his, SWAT team reverse thing of climbing all the way out. You guys go racing out of this structure, and then you turn around, and Lady Serena, we can see, because she's just, basically used the power of super empathy, I think that you're turning around, and your eyes are just wet with tears. And what do we see as these spirits come flying out of the ruined structure?
Yeah, I think it's just like sort of they all burst out past her and all sort of fly up and begin to dissipate up into the, sky. And maybe sort of the cloud or cloud cover that was above them sort of darkens, and maybe a gentle rain starts to fall on our heroes as the scene ends.
And if you were looking closely, I think that you could see that Brandon's eyes are glowing the same color as these spirits. As you see them going off. Brandon, you can, maybe it's your mind playing tricks on you again too, but you think you can almost see appearing and flying along with these things, those same armored angelic beings.
Oh no. I know that I see them.
All right. So then, guys, with that, I think we'll bring this session to a close.
Awesome.
Congratulations on your... So everyone's going to get an advancement as well, too. So you can... I think this puts you at seasoned now.
Awesome.
Is it 3?
Oh, yeah. Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think three things. So you'll be at seasoned, which means with this one, you're going to be eligible for seasoned edges as well, so definitely take a look at those. For those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session 3 of our one-shot. That's just always the case. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the one-shot, the game we're playing, or the session, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, you can find a link in the description of the video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active. You can find there's channels dedicated to every game we run on the channel, including Savage Worlds, so you can certainly join in the conversation there. Tons of other great channels and topics as well. Great people, great conversation, and you are more than welcome to join us over there. In addition, there's a link in the description of the video to something called Heroes Save Villages. It's the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It's what made this session possible after some very generous donors voted for us to play Savage Rifts instead of 3 other possible post-apocalyptic games. And what a fucking treat this has been, guys. This was a very, very happy surprise of just how much fun this was. I knew it would be fun, but man, oh man. And the thing I think I realized as well is that I always struggled with what the hell's the world of Rifts look like? And I was thinking that something like Degenesis I would need to give a better idea. I realize now you do not, who cares? It's whatever wacko thing you want to throw in, it does not need to fit together, and as a whole it needs to fit together in the scene.
Yeah,
absolutely. Totally.
Was it, Hitchcock called it the fridge test? As long as they buy you when you're leaving the theater and you get home at night and you open the fridge to get a snack, you're like, wait, that didn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's too late. You already paid your money.
Exactly. You already had the money and you already said you liked it. Too bad.
Yeah.
So definitely a real pleasure. And if you make for every $25 Canadian that you donate between now and August 1st, 2021, you get one chance to win the grand prize or one of the other awesome prizes available in our next charity raffle, which will be happening on August 1st. The grand prize is a copy of Beetle and Grimm's Legendary Edition Curse of Strahd box set. And the second prize is a copy of Beetle and Grimm's upcoming Shadowy Silver edition of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. There's also a bunch of other great prizes if you don't win those, including Chainmail Dice Bag and a bunch of stuff from the Dungeon Musings Red Bubble Shop, some t-shirts, some posters, some mugs. So lots of great stuff. You also get the chance to vote in what our next charity sessions will be. I have a suspicion we'll be back to this one again next month, but there is in the one shot, amazing. In addition to the currently, if you head over to the if you make a donation or have made one since April 1st, you can head over to the Charity Initiatives tab and cast your vote for what game we'll play next. There's 4 different sci-fi games. And then a week before, you get to actually spend your money in kind to help outfit our heroes. People did that for this game, and it certainly helped our heroes start off on a better footing. Can you imagine if you guys were going on foot?
Forget it.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Terrible. The last thing I will say, last thing I'll mention about the Hero Save Villages initiative is that all money donated goes directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to the channel. None of it goes to any other middleman. It just goes out to help out the kids who benefit from that service. So you get a chance to have a say in what we play on the channel, to win some amazing gaming stuff, to outfit heroes before their game, and to help out kids who could really use some help. The last thing I'll say, although he's absent now, I think suffered a fumble on his computer check. I can't believe he's down to 1 burn right now. That's
I know.
My goodness. You know, the interesting thing is maybe this is just the story of the end of Long Walker's life, and we just end our little one shot the day that happens.
Yeah. Well, he does have there is a great set of rules called the Blaze of Glory for
riffs.
Yeah. So he could definitely get that. Then hopefully you'll get to the Dark Woods before that happens. I will say again a huge thank you to George, Jeff, and Brent for joining me once again in post-apocalyptic or the post-apocalyptic world of Savage Rifts. Thanks, guys. This was a lot of fun to play.
Totally. Great time.
Then, for those listening at home, if you're joining us during the current crisis, we do hope this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. We hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our heroes keep getting themselves into. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.